Thank you.
Here we go.
Bring it on. Want some, get some. Can I get a hell yeah? Yes, I am a pirate. You have to go with the pirates because, of course, they have cannons and everything. It's a pirate's life for me. Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're a pirate.
It is a first down. Pirates.
Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
I think I've ever been in a building as loud as that was. It was deafening in there.
You live with Omaha? I can promise you that. And a crumple all night long in Eastern North Carolina.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
My heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down of my soul, and I don't back down, not at all. Find out when the cannons explode.
All right, welcome in to TSO Sunday night as we're bringing you here. It's been a rainy evening here at my house, so hopefully it's better around Pirate Nation. It's better now. I don't think it's raining, but welcome into the show. Lots to talk about. And let's start with, I guess, I know it's TSO Sunday night after dark, but Alan Vick is dark now on the screen. I don't know what's going on there. It must be that dark comedy. But
that dark comedy was something earlier.
You want me to back out and come back?
No, we're actually
we can hear you.
Actually, this is a lot better.
Yeah, Alan
do it, Stevie.
Yeah, Alan has a face for radio like myself, so I should have done the same thing. But anyway, welcome into the show. We've got a lot to talk about. Kind of like Matt Semenza, and Kyle, one of my favorite, Stevie, Johnny, Allen.
Oh, yeah, you saved that one. You saved that one.
No. One of my favorite movies of all time, yesterday, the premiere in 1977 of Smokey and the Bandit, August 15th, 1977. So
classic.
Don't worry, we're not going to be talking about movies just yet. But anyway, Kyle from LaGrange, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good on, guys. Yeah, a lot of news breaking. Obviously, the big story that broke on Friday was that the three guys from the 2022 class are all back in Greenville. So you know, you got JD back, you got Sam Danka back. You got Marlon Gunn back. They're all back in Greenville. Sounds like they're gonna be allowed to practice once God, I can't think of words right now.
To see if the appeal.
The appeal. Thank you. Once the appeal is heard, as long as the NCAA doesn't win the appeal, they'll be allowed to practice, which will probably it could linger possibly into the end of the week or to next week. But hopefully we'll hear something by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Everything has to be in by Monday, so hopefully tomorrow. So hopefully we'll hear that soon, and the guys can start back practicing. But at least we know they're back in Greenville. So that's kind of the big news. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way, Dave, and then you can introduce everybody else. Last night we made an announcement. We had gotten some news from our former colleague Bubba Rosenbaum of the Blackbeard's Alley podcast, and Bubba's reliable. He's got friends, a lot of people at App State. Won't get into those details, but he had heard that the App State East Carolina game, the East Carolina and App State would be playing a Week 0 game in 27. So we made that announcement. Premature on that announcement. That is not official yet. It may not become official, at least not in 27. We'll have more news on the scheduling agreement between East Carolina and Appalachian State in the future, and more news on the 2027 open date in the future. When all the announcements come out, you'll understand where the confusion came out. But we're not gonna talk about details of that right now because we don't want to make any more announcements that aren't 100% accurate. But I think once everything comes out, you'll understand why the mistake was made by Bubba, and then why we shared, we shared it as we did. and we take blame for that for not. You should always have two sources. You should always try to back up your first source with a second, and I tried to, and that second source did not confirm, and probably should have waited to post that. So we apologize for that. But again, when all the details come out about the future App State series and about the 2027 non-conference game and such, I think it'll all make sense.
Absolutely, and that's part of the business. There's things like that happen. Let's welcome in former linebacker under Steve Logan, Matt Semenza. What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm doing great, fellas. Just excited. I got my plane tickets booked. I got my hotels booked for week 1 in Tuscaloosa. So here we are. We're a few weeks away, guys, inching closer to the season. Also had a chance this weekend to break down quite a bit of film on North Texas's offense from last year. Was trying to just get a better feel for what we're going to look like this year offensively, and looking forward to talking about that a little bit tonight.
Hey, Matt, by the way, really quick, we'll introduce other guys. We'll talk more about it later. Breaking news today, this afternoon, Jordan Matheson from Martin County High School in Williamston, where I'm the voice of the Gators, announced that he's going to be coming there. We'll be talking more about it, but happy to get a really good kid, 6'3", 210 pounds. Definitely.
The last big-time linebacker I remember getting out of that high school, which was Williamston at the time, was Pernell Griffin.
Yes, that is correct, in 1998. And Purnell had like a million offers, even Notre Dame. So
Penn State. It came down between East Carolina and Penn State for Purnell, if you can believe that.
Yeah, really good.
I had Purnell on my podcast. He said, he was talking about that.
Yeah, really good dude. He doesn't he's very laid back and reserved. I really want him to come more on the podcast and obviously that. But anyway, let's go to the legend, and I'm talking about Alan Vick. And today, Alan knows why today's special. I guess, is that the right word? Elvis' death in 1977 happened on this day. So 49 years ago, we lost the best entertainer ever, in my opinion.
Yep, always a special day if you're an Elvis fan. But a good day. I'm glad to be here. Had a huge thunderstorm just about 45 minutes ago, but all is well. Going to be a good night.
And Johnny Robertson, JR Stats, we've got you on here, and we can hear you great. And I know that the internet's going to be great. Everything is going to go really well. We're glad to have you tonight and all of us together. And so far, so good, my friend.
Hallelujah. Hey, so we are, Matt. You're right. We're inching ever so close to opening kickoff. And I'll tell you what, man. I can't wait, A, to watch some football, and B, to quit listening to Alabama podcasts and listening to the radio stations. I do it because I want to know what's going on inside, Tuscaloosa, but boy, I really had my fill of Alabama podcasts.
What are you hearing so far? If you can give us an idea.
We can talk about it later in the show. Well, I don't want to delay the introduction of Stevie. So plenty, Matt. Plenty, Dave. Though I got plenty of stuff.
Well, remind me. We'll definitely get to that. And ladies and gentlemen, the coach for the Sports Objective, Stevie Fly. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? Good weekend. First full weekend of NFL preseason football. Yes, I know it's just preseason, but it's football, guys. Matt, while you were breaking down film of that, I was breaking down film of the classic from Topeka, Kansas, the Abdullah the Butcher and Kamala match against the Mulkey brothers. Classic match there.
I remember that like it was yesterday, Stevie. That was a great night. Classic match to watch.
It was.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Trying to keep up with Dallas a little bit last night because they had a couple of ECU players on there. Kenny Curlins. Yeah, but couldn't keep my eyes awake for the whole Dallas game. I'm not a big Dallas fan, but sounds like all three of them had good nights. So we'll see how it goes from there. Keep your fingers crossed. Maybe all three of them can make the Cowboys ride.
And you know what, Kenny? I hope they have a great year, but that's the one thing you and Kenny, you and I disagree on for sure. But that's okay because I love my NFL, and You got to have the good guys and the bad guys. It's like a movie, right? So, anyway, great. What a great day to be a pirate. Every day is a great day to be a pirate. But I'm just really, I don't know why. Usually when we start these shows right before, but I have been missing football really, really bad. College football can't get here soon enough. And I'm really, I tell you what, with this group of people, we'll talk about again about Jordan Matheson picking the Pirates. But the reason I'm excited about that just lets you know how far this program has come, Kyle. I'm going to pitch it to you first. But this program has come a long way because he could have gone to NC State was looking at Virginia was looking at him. He was
Dave, he made official visits to our three the three teams we're battling most in recruiting is James Madison, Old Dominion, and Coastal Carolina. He made actual visits to all three of those schools, so he chose us.
Yeah, and we need to be able to beat those schools out financially. We should be able to, the three you mentioned, and we should be considered a little bit more high prestige, I guess. Although JMU just made the freaking playoffs, but in terms of conference, and he's a local boy, so glad to have him. It's I don't know if an indication of how far the programs came, but it's a great pickup, and glad to have him. And big time get. I mean, when you got at least soft offers from State and Carolina, and then you got visits and hard offers from JMU, Old Dominion, Coastal.
Duke.
That
Duke
that's
was one of them too.
There you go.
It was down to ECU and Duke, by the way.
I did not know that. So there you go. I mean, in Duke, been an ACC champion, and that's a hell of a degree to have if you go to Duke and stay all 4 years. But glad to have him. Great commit.
No doubt. And what I was getting at is the fact, Matt, that when we were not doing well, those guys are going to go elsewhere, and some guys are going to do it anyway because they don't want to be close to home. We get that.
Power four,
yeah. But Matt, what do you think about it being a linebacker? You and I talked when I was on the train on Friday about him, and I knew this was coming up, and I'm glad that it's over with, and we know that he's a Pirate. But as a former linebacker, and you played at a high level, what do you think about this kid?
I haven't really had too much of a chance to watch this film yet, Dave, but I'm definitely going to. But the first thing I see is that, look, you got to keep the kids in your backyard. You got to keep them home. So a really nice job recruiting him. Obviously, we had a lot of competition for his services. At the end of the day, we were able to get his commitment. So listen, you got to be able to recruit Eastern North Carolina and keep some of these kids home. So that's one of the things I really like about it.
No doubt. And Alan, we've got high school football starting on Friday night. So we have North Pitt at home. So those of you know, I'm not a fan of North Pitt's press box, but that's a whole nother show. If you're a high school announcer, you'll know what I'm talking about. But let's talk East Carolina.
Yeah. Hey, can I expand on the local aspect?
Yeah, please, Johnny.
Because I don't know if people realize this, but we have three heavy contributors, hopefully, on this team from Greenville. We got Ryan Roseborough, and we got Michael Allen. Allen's obviously from J.H. Rhodes. Ryan Roseborough is from John Paul. And then we have Bryce Weaver from D.H. Conley. And we also have those three are going to be heavy contributors, but we also have a couple of younger people like Ethan Wilson that went to North Pitt. He'll be a freshman, a true freshman. And we have a DB from Farmville Central. So I like what Blake's doing locally.
Yeah, you want to get your backyard first. In this day and age of the transfer portal, it may be a little easier to get some of these high school kids than it was in the past because so many teams are working the portal, and we work the portal quite a bit too. But Blake is not neglecting high school recruiting. I don't know how many more high school kids we're going to take this period. The signing class.
Yeah, we're at 19.
Yeah, I don't think we'll take too many more because you're going to want to take guys at the portal. So in fact, that's at 19. I'd have to look how many guys we have graduating. But
he was the 19th today, and then you would. What
if you hold all your verbals also, all 19 of those guys are not going to sign. I don't know how many more we'll take, but it probably won't be many. Matt, JR, anybody How many high school kids would you take in this day and age? Of course, it depends on graduation, and you got to think about the portal. But in this day and age, how many would you take?
Yeah, I don't know the numbers, Kyle. Go ahead, Matt.
No, I was just going to say, like, for me, it would probably be somewhere around 50-50. I mean, you really want to make sure that you're working the portal, in particular, filling gaps, whatever gaps you might have as a team, whether it's a quarterback, O-line, D-line, whatever it is. So I kind of like a 50-50 mix. And now that you said we had 18 high school commits? 19. I would think you're kind of getting to the point now where, like, if you're going to take another high school commit, it's going to be somebody who you really want, somebody that makes a difference. But in this day and age, man, you got to have a little bit of both, but you got to have heavy portal additions as well.
Yeah. I hate to keep saying things, but I got another observation on the recruiting and the transfer portal. East Carolina is only one of two group of 6 teams to be ranked in the top 8 in both the 27 high school class and the 26 portal class. Just us and South Florida are the only 2 teams that can say that. And we may have just moved up a little bit with this signing of Jordan Matheson. So I don't know.
By the way,
but
Matt,
we're doing good things.
I'm sorry, Johnny, I had a little bit of lag there. I apologize. Matt, the Jordan Matheson, by the way, is a 3-star commit. I didn't say that earlier, but I'm not a big into stars, and Kyle talks about it all the time. But definitely, he's one of those kids that doesn't really matter. He's going to come in and do very, very well. I'm excited about it, and just shows again how great Blake Harrell is and how good the coach. Johnny, we were talking about. You remember we were talking about losing coaches and last year and recruiting. Rico is and the defensive coordinator are the 2 on this that recruited him very hard. So
yeah, guys, change the subject off of him. Glad to have him, but I mentioned earlier the class of 22 kids being back. Kenny Curlins just mentioned that. Yes, they are definitely going to be back this week pending appeal. Matt, wanted to ask you on that, being, we know they're back now. You played the game. How much time, and I get granted it's going to depend a lot on what kind of physical shape they're in. I can tell you that I spoke with Sam Danka yesterday, and he said I was free to quote him. He said he is mentally and physically in great shape. He just needs to get some practice reps. So, JD kind of said the same thing here the other night when he was in the comment section. But let's say, just for argument's sake, they can start practicing, say, Thursday. Actually, are we off Thursday? We have one day off this week, but let's just say Thursday. How many practices do you think they'll need to get in before they'll be ready to play?
I would say a few weeks. And, like, the thing is, these guys are, first of all, they're only 6 months removed from their last game. Danka was in a mini camp, I believe. I don't know if it was this spring or earlier this summer. So he should be ready to go. I know Lampley's been working out. Gunn said he's been working out. So I think these guys are going to be in pretty good shape. It's just a matter, like you said, Kyle, of getting actual reps in practice. I think in 2 weeks they'll be fine. Maybe they won't be 100% to exactly where they want to be or where they're accustomed to being, but they'll be pretty close, and they're going to pick up the game quick. I think the guy it's going to be the most difficult for is Marlon Gunn, because this is a brand new system for him. He's going to have to learn a lot of new verbiage, new terminology. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of new looks for him to learn. So I think for him it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle. But even though we have a new DC, this is still Blake Harrell's defense. So, in terms of Danka and JD, those guys are going to be pretty much plug and play.
Yeah, with Gunn, I guess handing him the ball, run, see-ball, run the ball, go north-south, or make a cut here. That's not going to be an issue. It's the, blocking schemes and, what do you do, when you pick up this guy here, and that kind of stuff is going to be what's going to be toughest for Gunn to pick up.
No doubt. And especially the little flares that we use that they're going to use the running backs for out of the backfield. Like you said, pass pro, blitz pickup, things like that are going to be a little bit of a challenge, but it's probably going to take about a month for him, I would think, before he starts to feel comfortable.
All right, guys, let's do some questions and comments really quick. I want to get y'all's reaction. Real Justice Brad says, really hoping we can name it starting QB next week after scrimmage 2. How do you feel about that, Matt? I don't think we're going to name it.
There's no reason to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
that's a little early.
Yeah, it sounds like to me, you just reading between the lines that coming into fall camp that Griffiths had looked the best, and now during fall camp that
Emory
God,
Williams.
thank you, Emory Williams has really started to maybe pass him a little, but it's still a battle. I do not think we're going to. Well, I'll go ahead and say I would be shocked if we announce a starter after the scrimmage next week. I would expect us to announce a starter at the earliest the week of the Alabama game, probably day of. But you're gonna. I do think at some point, and this is where you may want to, if you're not a member of Hoist the Colors of Palo you might want to, because he'll probably be able to, before there's an official announcement, see who's taking most of the first team reps in the next couple of weeks. Is whoever's going to start that game and get most, they're going to know, and they're going to have to give them most of the reps. You can't keep having both guys split the reps completely through the whole rest of camp leading up to preparation for Alabama. So we might not know until the day of the game, but the staff's going to know, because you're going to want to have one of them start getting more of the reps.
No doubt. And let's see. Kenny Curling says, just love seeing all the Pirates in the pros in football and baseball. ECU needs to promote that as much as they can.
Didn't enjoy seeing Burley today. Not one friggin' bit.
Yeah, by the way,
last night.
I'll get back to by the way, I got to give a shout out to Johnny Stats Robertson. Fellas, you guys already know behind the scenes, but he looked out for me and the kids on Wednesday night in the company with JR and the kids.
That's the last good game the Cubs played.
And they literally, like, the Diamond Club is phenomenal with food and drinks. And Matt, I checked, they did have your favorite drink. They did have rum ready for you. So I thought about you. And then, so it's an unlimited, like, open bar, open food. Then you go to your seats and you scan the QR code and they bring you you order your food and they bring it to you. And then Johnny, that guy that was throwing the server,
he was amazing. That's one of my favorite parts.
Yeah.
Matt, what would happen is he would take orders from everybody. He wouldn't write anything down. He never messed up an order. But, where we were sitting, the section, he could just hand it to somebody and they could hand it down to the end of the line. But there were people in the middle section ordering things. And if they weren't drinks, if they were ice cream or something like that, he would throw them like a football. And I'm telling you, man, he was on target every time.
I told him he needs to be on the field because Kyle is right. Our pitching sucks. But the game itself, everything.
No, our pitching, he's referring to the Washington Nationals.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a fan because somebody's got to be. But let's get back to, let's see. All right. Matt Redmond, do you guys think we get a higher quality high school recruit because of the transfer portal, fog, and kids know they can stepping stone ECU?
I don't know about stepping stone. You could look at it that way. I think they know they have a better chance to get on the field sooner.
All right. And Kenny Curlin says he's going to ask Blake tomorrow at the luncheon who's going to be the starting quarterback.
Ask him, Kenny.
I'm sure he'll get a quick answer out of him.
Brandon said, just bought my season tickets on Friday. They still have a lot left. Yeah, they're at 16,000. So.
Well, that's not bad. 16,000 with this home schedule is not bad. With the marquee non-conference game being App State, marquee conference game South Florida on a Friday, the unique interest Halloween Temple game. I enjoy the schedule. East Carolina could be playing, Gardner Webb, and I'm going to be there for football, but and have been when we played Gardner Webb twice. But it's next year's home schedule is going to be really kind of interesting. But anyway,
Chuck's LA. What's up, Chuck? Upset special. Pirates sink the Crimson Tide 35-31.
Man, if we put 35 points on Alabama, you go ahead and punch your ticket.
That defense is insane.
Yeah. Their defense is very good.
Did you get the video I shared with you on TikTok today? The guy doing predicting the ECU season.
Maybe I watched some guy doing that, and I watched about 3 predictions, and I was like, eh.
He had this guy. Now I can't. I'll have to look at and see which one what he was on TikTok. He had us going 11-1.
Yeah, I started
Wow.
watching him, and he was. I don't. I just like I'll turn it off if somebody's too negative. I'll turn it off if somebody's too positive too.
Yeah.
I'm like it's 11-1. I don't see that. There's too many question marks. I hope so.
There
But
was some Pirate fans comment on there. They said we're not going 11-1. One of those games you're calling like might be a mid to tough game. We'll probably lose one of them. They had 10-2.
Yeah, 10-2, 11-1. Any of that would be fantastic. I'm not looking for that. There's too many question marks on the offense, particularly on the offensive line depth. We've got a brand new system. I'm more 9-3, 8-4. But God Almighty, I'd love 11-1.
I would too.
We'll take it.
Put Southern Miss on the schedule. You know what?
We're
Daylight
playing
dollar
Southern
short.
Miss.
Huh?
We're playing Southern Miss, kinda. We're playing Memphis. That's Southern Miss, pretty much.
Hey, I'd love to see Southern Miss on the schedule. They needed a home game, and so do you. They just did a unique home with UConn, where UConn's going to Hattiesburg this year, and then they're going to make the trip up to Starks, Connecticut, Hartford, wherever.
East
I guess
Hartford.
East Hartford football stadium is right, but
Kyle, you don't know the hotbed of East Hartford, Connecticut for football?
I missed that, Matt. I apologize.
That's Balsam Hill headquarters.
It is.
Absolutely.
But well, the campus is in what?
Their
Stars?
biggest NIL sponsor.
The campus is in Stars, Connecticut.
The campus is in Storrs, Connecticut.
Storrs, Connecticut. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Storrs, Connecticut. Yep, and the stadium's about a half hour.
In East Hartford. Yeah, I knew that and just forgot. But yeah, I'd love to see Southern Miss back on the schedule. Matt, you played Southern Miss when you were here. That was a rivalry. Conference USA, East Carolina, Southern Miss. It was head knocking time. I mean, from a Southern Miss football program ain't what it used to be. I think it'll get back there at some point. But does that game, would it mean anything to you to see those guys back on the schedule?
I'd like to see it. I'd definitely like to see it. They used to be a phenomenal program, without question. Like you said, they've fallen off a little bit. Obviously, it doesn't really align as much as it used to now with the different conferences. But if we're looking for a non-conference matchup, I'd have no problem with it at all.
Yeah,
it's a fun place to play. Hattiesburg is a football area. It's a good place to play.
So my buddy James, the Southern Miss guy, everybody knows James on the podcast. He's living in Illinois now, and he gave me his football schedule for this fall. They're going to make it down to 2 Southern Miss games. They're going to make it down for the Connecticut game. I believe the other one was maybe Louisiana. I'd have to look again. But they're also going to go to Northwestern Iowa. They're going to go to Northern Illinois, UNLV. He's got a whole schedule of games in the Chicago, Illinois area he's going to, along with 2 Southern Miss games. Should be a lot of fun for him this fall.
No doubt about it. Hey, it's going to be with the schedule like it is. And that's one thing is that I think when we're talking about winning, one of the things we've been missing, Matt, is it's a casual fan for East Carolina. And there are a lot of guys and ladies that they just pick the season tickets based on who we're playing. We're missing out on those people because we do need, if nothing else, we do need their dollars, for.
Hey, 16,000 is pretty strong. I mean, honestly, I'd love to be up 18, 19, 20,000. But if we are truly over 16, or, that's up from last year. And with the, again, I'm with you. It shouldn't be based on opponent, but for a lot of people, that's what it is. It's entertainment money. I love that the mini plans are back. I'd love to know how the mini plans are doing. That's a great option for somebody on a budget. I'm assuming the economy plans are still available. The economy plans and the mini plans should all be, those are ones that should be near sold out.
They should be. Kenny says after Alabama, all the other teams are very beatable. We only have the team that causes us to stumble. One team.
We are the only team that.
I don't know
Memphis,
about that.
Memphis is the game on the road. That Memphis game.
Well, before that, I mean, ODU's pretty good. We got to play them game 3. They got their same offensive system back. Yeah, new quarterback. They have a quarterback back that played in the bowl game. Plus, they got a transfer from Washington State. They promoted their receivers coach to OC, so they're going to keep the same system. It wouldn't shock me, and I'm not calling for this. Don't keep me wrong, or don't get me wrong. But JR, I think I talked to you about this. It wouldn't shock me if we started 2-2 and then went on to have a great season.
Robert says, what are the largest season ticket sales? 24,000 or Holtz, I think, is the largest. And by the way, we need to have those goals, keep them high. If you have low goals, then you're not going to get anywhere close to that. And we can't.
I don't know if it was 24,000. That sounds like it. Did we sell that?
I was
many
thinking it was
seasons?
like 21. I think it might have been.
Yeah,
Like
I was thinking
20.
it was between 20 and 21. Yeah, 24. Good God, maybe. Matt, you were talking about looking at North Texas's offense last year, which is our offense this year. And I wanted to ask you this. While that was, the best offense in the country statistically, do you think it's any of a disadvantage? And I use the term disadvantage loosely because it's a great offense no matter what. But he's not coming from the Sun Belt. He's not coming from Conference USA. He's not coming from the ACC. Everybody in the American knows this offense already in terms from a defensive standpoint. Do you think that's any of a disadvantage being, early on? It'll probably be, the basics of that offense. Do you think that's any of a disadvantage getting into conference play with that being so many of these teams are already familiar with the offense, even though they didn't do a good job stopping it?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say disadvantage, but to your point, that's how teams are going to game plan for us. They're going to go back and watch North Texas. That's what Alabama is doing right now. They're watching North Texas's offense from last year. So teams will have an idea what we want to do. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to execution. And when you look at them last year, they just executed on such a high level. They just made it look so easy offensively. The only game they really struggled to find offense was the game against South Florida, where they got beat up pretty good in that game. I think they still scored 30 points though. It was more their defense. But I just as an example, I watched the Temple game from yesterday and a lot of their bowl game against San Diego State, and they were just they almost made it look easy. Wide receivers constantly open all over the field. They really mix in the running game. They do a great job running the football. And, what they do, Kyle, is they give you so much eye candy offensively. So, what they do in the running game is they'll use a lot of motion, a lot of jet motion, a lot of orbit motion, and then they'll create misdirection off of that. So the motion will come one way, the running play will go back the opposite way. And you could see, just watching it on film, you could see it was really screwing up the linebackers from the other teams. It was making them just a step or two hesitant, and North Texas had a lot of success that way. So I was just really impressed with what they do. Like I said, they make it look easy almost. They do a little bit of everything, guys, wide receiver screens, tunnel screens. You'll see some jet sweep in there. You'll see a lot of, versus like for JDB example was a lot of vertical passing game, comebacks. What they do a lot of are dig routes, deep in cuts.
Yeah, offensive coordinator Jordan Davis
very
said
diverse.
I didn't mean to step on you, Matt, but it's just pitch it back to you. Offensive coordinator Jordan Davis said it's very difficult to play wide receiver in this offense.
Yeah, and it must be. Because you really have to be able to block too. That's the other thing. You can't just be a finesse receiver. And they did a really good job at that. And what really impressed me too about North Texas from last year, their offensive line was nasty. They were creating some serious holes in the running game. Everybody wants to talk about Nestamaker and the wide receivers, but that offensive line was really good.
Put Kenny Carroll's comment on the screen, and I love Kenny, but Kenny, they beat Virginia Tech last year and South Florida, and they won 10 games. I know it's people hear ODU and they think, Little Sisters of the Poor, but
Kyle, that's just going by past reputation there.
Yeah,
Right.
10-win season, beat Virginia Tech last year and South Florida.
But what he's saying is, I understand he's not disrespecting ODU.
Absolutely he is.
No. No. What he's saying is, we're East Carolina, and we have.
Well, they're Virginia Tech, and they lost to ODU. To say we can't lose to ODU, we could lose to ODU and go 10-2. I think ODU's that good, and we're playing them early.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if we want to, what he's saying, if we want to go to the next level to win a conference, to be in the playoff,
ODU does not affect our conference standings one bit.
Right, but we need. I know that, but as far as our playoff considerations, if we lose to ODU, if we lose to Alabama, we start losing a few games. It's not going to be the season that we think it's going to be.
I don't think we're going to the playoffs, so it would be. Look, I'm not calling us to lose to ODU. I'm not calling us to lose to ODU. I'm just saying, don't be surprised if we do.
Guys, the
10-2, Kenny. The Sun Belt ain't the Colonial.
highest season ticket sales 24,188 2011 under Ruffin.
Wow. Wait, say again.
2011 under Ruffin. That's what it says.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. You know what? Now that you say that, I remember that.
What was the number, Stevie?
24,188.
24,000. Wow, I was way off on that one. That's impressive.
We need to have that goal of 25 and put it up at 25,000. I would rather and do everything you can. One of the things that we need to do is we need to get our Pirate Club calling people. We need to have our ticket sales people. We had it. There was a guy that you remember, Joe. He came on the podcast too, but he was a fan of our show, and he used to call me and call other people.
Joe. You talking about Philly Joe?
No.
Mansick.
But
he passed away.
Yeah, no, not him. Joe Mansick, and he went on to. He was selling tickets for the Houston team, I think, for the USFL.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what about him?
He used to call me and call other people and say, "Hey, are you happy with your tickets? Is there anything we can do for you?" Not to get on this tangent, I'm just saying that's one of the things. That's how you get your ticket sales up and start calling people and if we have this country concert we're talking about, just call a whole bunch of people. It doesn't hurt to call people and check in on them.
Yeah, and I'll wait and see on the country concert about who that's going to be.
Alan Vick knows. Can you tell us, Alan?
I could, but I'd have to put you to sleep, like going in the bat cave if I told you. So
okay, all right. I don't want to do that just yet, but anyway, my point is
but by the way, just so Kenny knows, Kenny, I love you. Great listener. You're a great pirate. Just disagree with you on ODU. I don't want you upset and turning off the show and going, screw that. Now I'm going to listen to the Boneyard podcast. So just so you know, we love you. Just disagree with you on ODU.
The thing about ODU.
Go ahead, Alan.
If we win that game, if we beat ODU, I think that's going to be a really nice looking win on the resume as the season goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you because I, in my opinion, they're my favorite to win the Sun Belt East. Everybody, JMU's got a whole new football team and a brand new coach, and I think Marshall did pretty well in the portal, and will probably build on year one to year two. But I do think I like ODU to win the East.
Guys, and the other thing too is we're a good team, but we're not good enough where we can just roll out there on any given week and just beat everybody. We're just not. And especially with a new OC, new quarterbacks, a brand new offensive line. Think about JDB's first year here. Think about how slow
the season, yes.
It could take. We talk about coaching now. It's not just recruiting and winning. It's coaching now is how fast can you get your team made up of largely new players every year from the transfer portal. How quickly can you get them executing? Mm-hmm. So if we're not executing at a high level even for week 2 for app, that could, my point is
that scares me, Matt.
We have to just be ready every week. And that sounds cliche, but I don't think we're good enough quite yet where we could just roll it out there.
No,
absolutely not.
Hey, man, I wanted to touch on something. You were talking about North Texas, their offense, their schemes they run. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to is it's been over 2 years. I think the last time a Pirate running back caught a touchdown pass was Rajay Harris in 2023. Maybe it was the Campbell game. We're just not generating.
Be right. Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm totally serious. Wow. We haven't. Okay, so last year, I'll just give you, for instance, the last 2 games of the season, Florida Atlantic and Pitt, and then you add in Army, Memphis, and North Carolina State. Those 5 games, the running backs caught 2 passes for 11 yards. Now, North Texas Caleb Hawkins had 4 receiving touchdowns himself last season. Now, I know Caleb Hawkins is a special talent, but I feel like our running backs are, they're talented. I thought last year, that Kyle, the guy from Texas, what's his name? Peyton.
Arch?
I thought he would be the
Arch
dude.
Manning?
No, last season, our running back from Texas.
From Houston.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What is his name?
You asking Kyle what somebody's name is?
Anyhow, Landon Montgomery, I think, had a 21-yard reception, and the dude from Houston, who I thought was going to be that guy that could catch the short screens, he had one for 22. Other than that, we didn't have any significant catches from the running backs. So, yeah, I would love to see them get a little bit more.
Yeah, I guarantee you we're going to see more of that. Yes.
Yep. It's funny because we had some running backs that could make you miss, but they just never, caught that many balls. That was a very underused portion of the offense, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no doubt. And I think our running backs are going to have big years in this system. And my final thought after watching North Texas yesterday, guys, they just watch. I'm telling you right now, Brock Spalding and Ray Joseph are going to have just humongous years. They're going to get the ball in so many different ways. Just watch out for those two.
Yeah, I agree with you on both those receivers, Matt. Preston Carson is the best O-line he's played against while at ECU. He's assuming. Yeah, the starting O-line, Robert. I think we may have some depth issues up front, but if we stay healthy, our starting O-line is really good. I just am concerned about the depth of the O-line, but the starting line looks good.
I agree with
continue to listen. Well, I hope so, John. I hope that us disagreeing wouldn't make you not listen. I hear after Virginia Tech lost to them, they went back to calling them VPI. So.
Yeah, Don says, hello, Don. We were loaded at wide receiver and tight end last year. I'll tell you what.
We were, particularly, and it's tight end, we almost, I think, underused all the talent we had at tight end.
Yeah, most definitely. And well, right now, I know there's always question marks coming in, but wouldn't you say that it's funny how our mindset has changed, right? So we were so down in the dumps under Montgomery and a little bit and early on with Houston that we were just like, if we could just get to a bowl game, Well, now we're back to going to bowl games. We're back to Pirate football. We're winning 7, 8, 9 football games every year. And so now we want to play for a championship. That's what our goal needs to be high. We don't need to say we need to go to a bowl game, right? And the same thing with we need to make sure our goals are.
Yeah, our goal definitely needs to be to play for a conference championship. Absolutely. But I do think people need to acknowledge that there is a lot of new pieces here, and particularly early in the year. And this is kind of, my point, then I'll get off this. We could stumble at ODU and still go on and win the conference championship. And that's what I'm trying to say. This offense has to come together. And like Matt said, we got to be ready for App State in week 2. That's going to be a challenge because the offense has to come together. So, but I really like our conference schedule, except for at UAB and at Memphis on back-to-back Thursday nights. Besides that, I really like our conference schedule. It sets up nicely that unless just something unforeseen happens, we should be in the championship race come November. If you look at the schedule, if we're not in the championship race come November, something disastrous has happened.
And let's give some love. We got a decent amount of people watching on Instagram tonight. And Jeremy says, reading the Phil Steele magazine, sizing up all the opponents, Phil Steele states that Mike Wright rushed for 732 yards.
No.
That's what he said. That's
not true.
Okay. Well, that's why I put it. That's why I read that comment.
No, maybe all-purpose yards.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
Mike Wright ran for 72 yards.
He did what now?
He ran for 72 yards. He did score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I knew that. Put John White's comment up there. Thank you, John. And I just called you Josh for some reason, but thank you, John. I appreciate that.
But just to play, he says,
Yeah,
Kyle,
John made me nervous for a second there, John. I was nervous that you weren't going to listen. Hey, look, we appreciate all
former East
Kenny
Carolina
and
baseball
John.
player John White.
Yeah, we're having a really big show, and we talked about that about viewers and listeners, and we're trying really hard, by the way, of putting up our show immediately after the show. As far as our traditional podcast, we've been working really hard on that because, Matt, we have guys like you that are salesmen, sales ladies that are driving long distances, and they say that we make their drive easier because, maybe it's an hour and a half or 2 hour drive and they can listen to our show. So I'm trying really hard to put them up as fast as I can.
Yeah, guys, I want to ask everybody a question here. Anybody wants to answer it. If you don't have an answer, you don't have to answer it. But
Parker Jenkins. That's my answer.
That was the running back from Houston. He's not with us anymore. But
he's still alive. He waited.
Yeah, no, yes, but he's not on the team. And you're going to feel funny when I ask this question there. Name one player that's coming in from the portal, so no Brock Spalding, that you are most looking forward to seeing this year that you think will have a big year. We will start with JR.
Oh boy. No, go with someone else because I got it down to 3.
All right, Matt, you've already mentioned 2 receivers, so you want to harp on them a little more?
Well, I think Ray's one. I think he's going to have a big year. Another one I'm looking forward to in the receiving room is Landon Sides. He can really run. He's a solid, productive receiver. And the thing is about Landon Sides is he knows the offense.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to lean on him early and try to get him going.
Stevie, do you have anybody?
Yeah, I have to say Ray on that because you like the wide receiver room, but I'm gonna go with Ray on that.
I'm gonna.
Alan, Dave, were you gonna go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead, Alan.
Mitch Griffiths.
Griffiths, really? So you think he's gonna win the starting job, or do you just?
I think he's gonna win the starting job, and I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised at how quickly he picks things up. I really think he's gonna have a good year. I really do.
All right, interesting pick.
It's funny. I was going to say the quarterback 1A and 1B with Griffiths, and I was going to say that I think he's going to start too. I agree with you 1,000%, Alan. But I think Emory Williams, the reason I do 1A, 1B, I think he's got a lot of upside. I think he's more of your traditional quarterback. How tall is he? 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, like 6'4", pocket passer, but he's got more mobility than people realize because he was recovering from an injury during spring ball.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you guys catch yesterday Blake's post?
Did somebody say hi, Allen? It's kind of small. I couldn't see.
Oh, it said M. Allen.
Michael Allen.
Okay, Michael Allen.
Yeah, we're stepping all over Matt. Go ahead.
No big deal. I don't know if you guys caught this. And yesterday in Blake's post-game interview on the field after the scrimmage, he said, and he kind of slid it in there. He's like, we are starting to see some separation in the quarterback room. He didn't indicate.
I did not get that, Matt. I did not catch that. I'm going to have to go back and listen.
Go back and listen to it because he definitely says it. And it's like a really quick, he kind of slid it in there. But we don't know which one he's leaning to.
He didn't mean to say it?
Well, I'm kind of putting 2 and 2 together because then, reading on I listened to what Stephen Igo had to say.
Yeah,
his post-game
he
notes.
thinks it's going to be Emory.
Right.
Well, yesterday I think did he say that? I was thinking, who was it? Somebody said that Griffiths looked a step ahead.
I don't know. Maybe it's just
a day-to-day.
Maybe I'll have to go back and read the practice report. One of us read it wrong.
Yeah, it's that close though. Nobody really knows.
They're very good.
I'm going to go with the 2 big boys we got from Southern Miss, Hayes Creel and Brandon Best from Kennesaw. Those 2, if we didn't have, I can't even, I can't single one of them out because if we didn't have either one of them, we'd be in a world of hurt right now.
Unless we picked up somebody else, yeah.
Yeah, and but I'm most excited about Zaire Gamble from App State because, I just think he could be a difference maker back. We're used to Jamarlee Riddle back there. I think, having a playmaking athletic safety back there is a big difference maker. I think Zaire Gamble has got potential to be that.
Yeah, and I've heard that the safeties look good. Maybe he's a little concerned about a cornerback, from the practice reports, but safeties look good. So good calls there. I won't say JR had the deep dives, but he good calls, JR.
You're the man. No doubt about it. Let's see. Robert Dedrick. What's up, Robert? Coaches mentioned, is that Jeremiah Melvin?
Yeah.
Jeremiah Melvin. Yeah.
Yeah. A wingspan on that dude could be a difference maker.
6'4", 4 stars from Wake.
Yeah. So he transferred here from Wake.
Yeah, so that's who you picked. And we just go back. Logan said Ashton Gray.
Yeah, running back from North Texas. He's been a little banged up, but will be ready to go. Should be ready to go prior to. So coach said everybody and provide that didn't practice or didn't participate in the scrimmage Saturday should be ready for next Saturday. But I heard Ashton get called out by his OC Jordan Davis for putting the ball on the ground a little bit in practice. But I'll also say this. I would imagine Jordan Davis is challenging Ashton Gray and Landon. I can't say size a little more than maybe challenging other players because they can't. They're his guys.
It's kind of like when you coach your kid.
Yes,
you're either going to be you're going to be one way or the other. You're going to be
more lenient or harder. Yeah,
you're going to be a lot harder on them, or you're going to be favored.
Yeah, you're almost. It's almost because you're paranoid that I wonder if it's almost you're paranoid that you're scared the teammates are going to think you're showing favoritism.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Ashton Gray just because Michael Allen. I think Stephen Igo. Didn't he mention that Michael Allen looks like RB1 right now?
Yes, but he also said that he thinks at the end of the day, Ashton Gray will may end up
right down the road.
But starting the season.
Yeah.
So and also Gray didn't participate in the scrimmage yesterday and fumbling the ball. So if he got some injury situation, did he hurt his hand? We don't know. We do know that he is nothing long term, nothing serious, but there was a reason he sat out yesterday.
Matt says Matt Redmond, that is not Matt Semenza. Matt Redmond says so.
Wasn't he the quarterback at Louisville?
That's Chris Redmond.
Yeah, let's not talk about that game.
Wow.
I think he dropped 1 million yards that day in the late 90s against. I was there at that game. Matt Redmond says, so is Melvin the only outside receiver people are up on?
No.
And I think you're going to see receivers move around a lot this year, which I think maybe is what JR was about to say.
Well, I was going to say I can't make that judgment because I haven't seen anything. So I just saw the spring game, and I like the freshman Quarterman. I don't know if he's even in the top 3 rotation. And then you got, you have Brock. I don't know if we got Ray.
I think you can see guys like Brock and Ray move inside and outside.
Yeah, and Tyler Johnson right now is starting at one of the outside receiver spots, and then Landon.
And he's been here for forever, Matt. You would think at least
third
it seems
year,
like it. Yeah. So go ahead.
No, it's a good point. He's been here. I think this is his 3rd year here. Originally, he was committed to Penn State out of high school. I think he spent his first year there, maybe 2. Talented receiver. And then Landon Sides is a guy who can go inside or outside. So I think you'll see him outside a lot too.
All good calls there.
By the way, Kenny says as far as quarterback Emory Williams, Emory is very cerebral, quick thinker, ball out fast. Mitch is the move out of the pocket guy.
Yeah.
It breaks down.
Yeah, definitely. Although Emory does have more mobility than people give him credit for, it sounds like. But yeah, you are correct. And Mitch also has a bit of a gunslinger mentality, so he'll throw some picks, but also make big plays. He threw a pick yesterday in the scrimmage. Emory took a sack yesterday in the scrimmage. 2 things you don't want to do either. Coach said, we can live with an incomplete pass. It's not going to hurt us. So it sounded like Mitch's pick when he was trying to throw the ball away and didn't get it out of bounds. So a little surprising that a guy with that much experience would throw that kind of pick. But You will definitely see more separation. You're going to have to, like I said earlier in the show, Matt. At what point, you played defense, but you saw plenty of practices. At what point do you have to quit splitting the reps?
Because of this situation, it's a tough one. New system, 2 quarterbacks. Like normally, you'd like to have it done earlier in camp. So, I would prefer to have it, settled coming this week, like starting tomorrow, heading out there and knowing who your starter is. But it's not going to happen for at least another week. So, just because of the situation, it's going to drag on a little bit.
Yeah, but you would think it'd have to happen. We won't know, but in camp, I would think by the start of the following week, almost you have to start cutting.
Yeah,
you would have to. Yeah, you would have to start giving one guy more reps.
Yeah, I think oh, go ahead. Go ahead,
Stevie. I was going to ask you that very question. Being that you're the coach of TSO, what's your insights on that? When would you do it?
Yeah, I mean, I'd want it honestly. I'd want it, like you said, tomorrow. Start practice tomorrow, but no later than next week. You want to have your guy in there getting first team reps, getting the chemistry down. I'm sure they've had plenty of reps with him, but you want to get that all ironed out and have everybody comfortable with that offense, especially that quarterback. I wouldn't wait till the last minute. That's for sure. Next week would be the latest I would do it.
Put Robert's comment up.
I am.
Yeah, early, and I would like to know how many was on offense, how many was on defense. I would expect most of them were on offense. And that goes back to what I was saying. The offense has to come together. Everybody that thinks we're just going to roll over everybody, offense has to come together. And 13 penalties is an example of just that. Probably some false starts, etc., because they're still learning the offense. Now, if most of those penalties were on the defense, I'd be a little shocked. But I without knowing. If we had 13 penalties, I bet you 9 or 10 of them was on offense.
Watching my Steelers play preseason the other night, Steelers had over 10 penalties for 135 yards in the preseason.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's Steelers football.
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
Johnny.
Hey, did you watch the game, Stevie?
I did.
Okay, how did Jeremy Bernard look? Because Matt,
I
knew that you were very fond of him last year at Alabama. I remember Matt commenting.
Really good. He was probably, of course, they didn't. The top 2 receivers didn't play, but him and Roman Wilson were the top 2 receivers. But he looked really good. He made catches. He was elusive. He looked really comfortable out there for a guy playing his first NFL game.
Awesome.
He's getting a lot, and I listened to the podcast, a lot of different Steelers podcasts. He's getting a lot of good press from his performance over there.
By the way, while we have a break, wanted to mention to support our show, and the way you can support our show on YouTube is super chats, and we will definitely, right, Matt? We will definitely get your comment up very quickly, and whoever wants to do that right now can.
Give us your money, and we'll make your comment a priority.
We won't.
More money. Give me
the money.
Yeah. So, by the way, speaking of money, and we need to get more serious about this. But hey, anybody out there, look, you want a loyal listener base. You want to reach Pirate Nation. You want to hear Kyle from LaGrange do a read. Maybe you want Matt Simenza to do a read. Maybe you want the host, Dave Richmond, a radio veteran, Alan Vick, to do a read. Maybe you want to speak to people in the sticks and have Stevie Fly do a read. Come on. We are looking for sponsors. And if you want to be a sponsor of the show, email the sportsobj@gmail.com or reach out to Kyle Barber or Dave Richmond on Facebook.
It is very cost effective, and you'll get a lot of bang for your buck. Really,
exactly.
Seriously,
yeah, it's a good prices, especially when you not to pick on my TV friends, but television is extremely expensive. Radio is very competitive. Oh, wait a minute, somebody I know who? For chat. Matt Simenza, $4.99, baby.
Yeah, you go, Matt.
So Matt,
what do you want to talk about, Matt?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Awesome heel money there.
Put what's Brandon's comment there? Don't forget about the 3 transfers we got from conference. Was it 3 or 2? I know we got the brothers Law from Memphis. One of those guys was originally at Carolina. So yeah, those are supposed to be 2 very good linebackers. So yeah, good call there, Brandon. I don't know who's the 3rd transfer from Memphis.
And a safety, Miles Pollard.
Oh yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah. By the way, again, thank you for the big audience tonight. That means a lot to us. And again, Alan Vick, I think it's going to be our next super chat. So, Alan, you got $4.99. Can you go 501 to?
I would expect the defense would be pretty damn fired up for that Memphis game on that Thursday.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's the game, Matt Semenza. That's the road game. If there was any road game that I'm concerned about the most, outside of course Alabama, I'm talking about conference games. The Memphis game has got me scared the most. That's the one that I'm concerned about.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a tough challenge, no doubt. And I think going up to West Point in November is going to be you always want to play those option teams early in the season. If you can play them in September, that's best. So that's going to be a tough one, man. But that's going to be a fun. I love the idea of East Carolina playing at West Point.
Absolutely.
Mid-October and on. I think that's a good trip for our fan base.
I'd like to go.
I was going to say Memphis. They had an issue last year on offense with their offensive coordinator. To me, was not very. I don't know. He didn't do anything that was fooling anybody. They got the guy from ODU, Kevin Decker. He'll be their OC, and they have Lance Guidry, who came over from Marshall. He was the head coach at one time. So they have Memphis is no joke.
Matt, he's raised you. A-Win in Florida has raised you. He upped the game to $5.
All right.
A Matty match.
Well, so somebody, Matt, now you pay 501.
This is gonna be like bidding on Price is Right in a minute.
Yeah,
is A-Win a new listener?
No.
He's one of the first ones to do this.
You're right.
Appreciate it, A-Win.
We appreciate you.
A-Win.
Thank you, sir.
We appreciate it very much.
A-Win's been here for a while.
Alan and I can split a Big Mac now, I think.
Almost.
Yeah. I don't know what McDonald's you're going to, but
man, I tell you what, those prices. I went to a fast food place and she said, "Would you like anything else?" And I said, "No, y'all are so high right now. I can barely afford to pay for them." And she said, "You're keeping it real?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." She was asking if I want suggestive selling. Do you want this pie, or do I want any ice cream, or this, that, and the other? And I was like, it was like $14 for not to get off on a tangent, but I was like, fast food is supposed to be more reasonable and fast. And sometimes you can't always go, oh.
And it's
$1.99. CB, take this and get CB. Oh,
we did that.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, Matt,
right, you got a CB challenge.
Who is Matt? Hold on a second. Who is Matt's team?
It's tough to get Kyle laughing sometimes.
The Giants. The New York Giants.
I'm laughing. I am laughing.
So you do have a quarterback, but you need to take that $2 and get the rest of your team.
Oh my goodness!
Don't talk about his Steelers, offense.
He's going to leave He's going to go to the transfer portal and go to the Boneyard podcast because.
Way to go, Matt.
That's an interesting thought from Robert. Pro style offense in South Florida. Is that going to work without Ohio State talent?
Here's the thing.
I would look at Cincinnati as an example when they were still in the American, where it can work even at the so-called Group of 6 level.
But you can't. It's just like if you got a bigger offense, a slower guy, like you got the big backs, you can't run a fast-paced offense. I learned an 8-man. When I started coaching 8-man, everybody was saying you got to get to the outside. You got to get to the outside, which that's what you do in 8-man. But we had a huge line. We had a big back, and we just started smashing the middle. You got to go with what your strengths are. And if you don't have that kind of personnel, to run that kind of offense. No, I don't think it'll work.
Well, they what did they bring in from the portal?
I don't know. That's what I mean.
I would have hoped they recruited to that offense.
Exactly. I mean, you'd be foolish. Your coach would be foolish to run that kind of offense if you're not recruiting that
Matt,
kind of player.
what do you think, and JR also about running that kind of offense at a G6 program this day and age?
Well, I was just going to say their OC is Tim Beck from Coastal, and he didn't really impress me with his schemes. I think we're going to have to wait, give him a year. I just don't think they should be going that way.
We'll know by November when we play them if it's working.
Yeah, I just feel like USF, man. Am I wrong that they've always excelled because of their athleticism? And I don't know. It may work. Brian Hartline's a heck of an outside receivers coach. We know that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll be heavily involved in the offense.
I mean, you can't just put any offense you want to in there and not have the personnel in there. I mean, if you're going to run that kind of offense, you got, like you said, it's just like Robert said, you got to have the studs to do it. And I don't know if they've got it.
Yeah, he's a really good coach. I think he's going to adjust to what they have. I mean, and you think about USF last year. I mean, one of the reasons why they were so successful was because of the quarterback. Was it Byron Brown? Was that his name?
Byron Brown at Auburn, right?
I mean, he is a big dude. He's like got to be 225 pounds, and he would just run through people. Obviously, you're losing him, and you're going to lose that threat. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Kevin asked, and Matt already addressed this. You rather play? He said, Matt, go ahead and answer that question again.
Yeah, no, great question. Kevin, this is just my theory. Whenever I play an academy, I prefer to play them early in the season, preferably in September, because I feel like it takes a little bit of time for the option game to get going in the right direction. And like you'll often see those teams really struggle early in the season. You think about Army last year, they lost to in the opener. Who was it?
Very good.
Tarleton State.
Tarleton State.
That's it. Yeah.
Thank you. Tarleton State, a good team, but I think you see that a lot of times with option teams. They play their best football towards middle to end of the year.
The one thing I would argue that, Matt, is in this day and age of the portal era, a team that doesn't lose a lot of players to the portal would be Army and Navy. So I would argue that, while historically you are correct, I wonder if that's still going to be the case as much because, they don't have to learn anything new. They know what they're doing coming in. Last year when, Army was playing a brand new quarterback, he was still young when we played him. He won't be young this year. So I don't know that that's as big of an advantage as it used to be. Now for somebody like Rice, we get them early October. I don't know if you still consider that early in the year or not.
They should be. I mean, they should be pretty close to what they're going to be.
Yeah. In
October. So yeah, but I think you make a really good point regarding the portal, and they're going to keep all their players.
Yep.
That's why I caution Pirate fans if we do happen. And I'm not predicting that we will, but if we start 0-2. It's not time to.
Oh God, no, we're not losing to App Allen. No.
Oh God, if we start 0-2, Allen,
I did not.
Kyle will have a cerebral hemorrhage.
We can lose to App. We can lose to Old Dominion, but we cannot lose to App.
He will be. We will not be able. We will be hated by Kyle if we lose to App.
Well, no, you didn't schedule Alabama. No, look, and I'm not the only one that feels this way. We've lost 3 in a row to App State. We have not beaten Appalachian State since 2012, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. So we need to win this football game.
I hope so.
I agree. And that will definitely, because if you lose to Alabama, you win App, you win ODU, you win, and then you win North Carolina Central.
And North Carolina Central's won more FCS games than any other team in this state over the last couple of years, by the way.
Yeah, but I still think we
just don't get too excited too early. Either way, is what I'm saying.
I agree with you 100%. That's kind of my point with ODU, and I think App's going to be a war, but we got to win that game at home.
Yes, we do, 100%.
And they're in the same situation we are on offense. They do have the same offense coordinator, but they're breaking in new everybody on that side of the ball. They do get Maine week 1 though. Going to have a chance to get their offense going a little bit against the Black Bears, who used to be a good FCS program.
He's full of himself tonight.
So how much did you give me to do that, Matt?
$4.99. You can go to Walmart and buy one of those cheap DVDs.
Better than Ernest Saves Christmas. I don't know that look. I already have a Christmas Story on DVD. I don't know that they're what else could I get?
Go to the bargain bin at Walmart. You can buy one for $4.99.
Yeah, but what do I choose? What's better that I don't already?
I don't
have?
know. I mean,
it's not it's not much. I mean, Ernest Saves Christmas all time. Wait, that's not a Christmas movie.
I know. I'm just
great movie, but not a Christmas movie.
I agree. We agree.
Matt, you're a big Halloween guy. You enjoy horror movies. When do you start decorating for fall and Halloween, or Christmas?
As soon as the kids go back to school, which is here, the first week of September.
Yeah.
September rolls around, kids go back to school, so I get into Halloween mode pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm going to do the inside of the house in early September, but I'm going to wait and do the outside in mid to late September.
Well, there's Halloween stuff in the stores already. So
I know. I've been out Halloween hunting, dude, for decorations. So yeah, I know.
Brandon says,
I'm glad I'm not the only guy like that. I know Matt's into the same shit like that I am. So.
I told you. We talked about this.
Yeah, you were okay with it. You didn't make fun of me, but you laugh hysterically now.
I mean, because I know it bothers you. You worry about it.
Well,
I'm fine. Yeah, well, I get obsessed with things, and I was trying to find certain stuff. It was bugging me.
Brandon says, if we start 0-2, get ready to listen to the Pirate Radio 5th quarter show. Kyle will be calling and raising hell.
No, you're wrong. I love Coach Harold. I believe in what he's doing. So no, you're wrong. And now what I will probably point out if we lose Dab and the offense struggles is, what a mistake it was in this day and age of the portal to be scheduling teams like Alabama in game 1. But let's hope that doesn't happen. We can win it 7-3, and I'll be satisfied.
Yeah. And plus, who knows when the 5th quarter starts up? Who knows who you're going to be? We lost Shirley.
No Shirley Rose, no Holt Nailers. I hear Clip's going to do everything. He's going to answer the phones. He's going to take questions, and he's going to be the analyst. It's going to be just Clip doing everything.
Well, I got to go over there Tuesday to do some high school football stuff. I'll try to get some intel for you.
Yeah, find out who's going to be producing and who's going to be their analyst this year. I know Holton.
You're going to be doing it, aren't you?
So is Holton still doing his podcast?
You know what, Dave? It would be interesting. It would be fun. But they're going to have to wait for me to get back from the game because I'm not going to rush over there.
You'll have to call it. You'll have to call it in for the first segment or two.
Yeah, right? Or I'll just walk in like Holton did. When the game's over. But I don't know who it's going to be. Matt Simmons is going to do it via long distance. There, he's going to
get a new sponsor too.
Yeah, Balsam Hill.
Balsam Hill.
I would love to talk to some of the. One of the things I think is funny about that show is you'll get some of the late night callers that are hammered, just drunk off their ass, and it's just kind of funny to hear some of the comments they make.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss Shirley Rhodes. I like when Shirley would go off on somebody.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was always good. That was always entertaining. So
Shirley was great. She was great, and you call in here for the last however many years, 20 years, whatever she's been doing the producing, and you're so used to hearing her. What's your name and where are you calling from? And I'll be like, hey, Shirley, it's Kyle.
And then when they come out from commercial, her doing the little recap of what's going on. Yeah.
You did a great job, man. I'm going to mess it up.
You got to the point where it was just, hey, Shirley, it's Kyle. I didn't have to say where I was from or anything. That's going to be all gone now. You're going to have to identify, hey, this is Kyle from LaGrange. And
it's going to be J-Bone. J-Bone will do it. Jared.
I don't know who you're talking about, but.
Yeah, the sidekick for Clip. They always talk,
J-Bone?
I haven't listened
Yeah,
a lot
I think
lately.
they should bring Billy Weaver back, really, maybe. He's fun. I mean, he plays along with the drunk calls. And Kevin Monroe's a little too serious, but he knows his stuff for sure.
Kevin's not going to be with the network anymore. Is Kevin still in Greenville? Without Kevin Monroe, very serious, but not a bad idea.
No, he's the reason he's not doing the network is because his son is playing at Stanford, and so he wants to be at every game.
Oh, then he will not be doing Pirate Radio.
Sure, right.
Yeah. So
Andrew
I don't
Bays
know.
would be good. I could see Bays doing a good job with that.
Well, Bays is going to be busy doing the network games. So, I don't know who they're going to get. That's their problem. But I'm sure they'll get somebody. Well, hopefully get somebody good.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, somebody asks, is Holton still doing his podcast? Yes, he is.
Going crazy on me right now.
Oh, man. For the people listening, I'm just curious. Can we get a little roll call for Alabama? If everybody, people can chime in if they're actually going to the game.
Kyle's going.
I'm not going.
Stevie, are you going? No, Stevie's not going. Alan, are you going?
No, I can't go.
JR, are you going?
Yeah, I'm going.
All right, good.
He wasn't too excited about it.
Well, because I don't really, I'm ambivalent about it, to be honest with you. I'm caving to pressure. I don't really, I'm not excited about going down there for an 11 a.m. game. And then, missing week 1 games, they're going to be playing all day long, and then limping back to Greenville or Virginia, wherever I'm going. So, Matt, are you going by yourself or are you bringing Chase?
Well, right now, Bubba is going to pick me up I'm flying into Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Bubba's going to drive through there and scoop me up at the airport. That's my plan. I'm not bringing, nobody in the family is coming with me to this game. Everybody's got school and work and all that stuff.
Matt, when are you going to commit to you and Chase coming down for Halloween?
Oh man, I would love to get down there.
That's like putting somebody on the spot on the air.
Well, that's all right. Okay, everybody wants Matt here for Halloween.
Kyle gets to ask. Kyle gets to ask those questions for that $4.99.
I mean, look, man, I would love to bring. He would have a blast. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Greenville on Halloween is awesome. It's a great time. So.
Yeah, and you got a home game. Do it. Make it happen.
I'll give you a verbal right now.
He is verbally committed to being here on Halloween for East Carolina Temple. There you go.
So we got to get you. When are you going to sign the letter of
intent?
Okay.
Yeah. Matt, off topic, but since we're talking about Halloween and you being in Connecticut, have you ever been over to Salem, Mass, during or Sleepy Hollow, New York during the Halloween season?
I've been to Salem, man. Salem is wild during Halloween. It's a really good time. It gets so crowded there, though.
Yeah, I've heard.
I mean, it is insane. But if you get there earlier in the month, like the first few weeks of October, it's great. You don't have to battle the crowd as much. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. A lot of pubs
you haven't been over to Sleepy Hollow.
Not for Halloween, but I've been in that area a million times.
It looks like a very beautiful area.
It's really nice. Yeah, it's a really nice area. The Westchester, New York, surrounding area. Yep.
Yeah.
Very mountainous area there.
Yeah, great visit in October, I would think.
Yeah, no doubt.
So.
Guys, here we go. Josh Thomas will be dressed as Michael Myers in the Elmhurst lot for the Halloween game.
There you go.
That's an easy one.
That is an easy costume. Yeah, it is.
What was it you were talking about, Kyle?
I had a couple different ones. One was Hurricane Jason, where I'm going to wear a Jason hockey mask with a Carolina Hurricanes jersey. And then I had a couple other ideas.
The hard part for Josh Thomas is going to be remaining silent. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull that off.
Wow!
Whoa!
After a couple drinks, Josh's mask will be on backwards. And
Matchbook 451 says, Matt, are we missing out not recruiting the Northeast for players?
It's a great question. I'll tell you, The landscape has just changed so much. Like back in the day when ECU used to have a lot of success recruiting New Jersey, so like I'll give you like Dan Gonzalez, Scott Harley, Mark Libiano, a lot of good players from the Northeast. That was kind of like prior to Rutgers going to the Big Ten. They were kind of non-existent. The landscape has changed so much. I think it's harder to get guys now from the Northeast, but I do think you can get some good players every now and then. There's definitely good players up here, but I think you just have to battle a little harder for them now.
Yeah, and for those
Probably
of
not the best answer, but
I had another costume idea. I saw this T-shirt of Kool-Aid Man, except he's a giant jack-o'-lantern and he's holding someone's severed head, and he's Kool-Aid Man. So I thought about just getting that T-shirt and then wearing a pumpkin mask and carry packets of Kool-Aid and being Kool-Aid Man.
Hey man, I was going to mention we do have that. That's funny. That's a good one, Kyle.
Thanks, Jr. I'll pay you the $5 later.
J.O. Hester,
I said, oh yeah,
from New Jersey, Tom's River. He's coming in.
Yes, yeah, good call. I remember seeing that. So you got a kid from Tom's River.
Yeah. A lot of good football players from that Tom's
He's
River
supposed to be a hitter, a very physical safety.
Yeah. I would love to see us get more New Jersey players, honestly, but seems like we've kind of like just been more focused on the southern states, which I get it.
Yeah. Matt, I've never heard a player from New Jersey not be classified as physical. It just seems to go with the turf.
I would say, yeah. I mean, I think it's a physical brand of football in New Jersey. I don't think you find as much, maybe not as much speed up in the Northeast, but you do find a lot of like really hard-nosed guys who just love to play football. You look at like Penn State, to match Book's point there. Penn State gets a ton of guys from Jersey. Notre Dame gets the best players from New Jersey every year historically. So you have a lot of competition now.
And I agree with him. I'd love to take a bye game from Rutgers or Maryland. If you kind of listen to Gilbert, it sounds like some of those schools don't want to give us bye games because we can beat them. But those are the kind of bye games I like Northwestern. They're bye games, with the exception of maybe Penn State, that you have a really good chance of winning. I mean, who doesn't think we could go up to Maryland or Rutgers and win? And it's a win over a Big Ten opponent, and it would look fantastic. And those are the kind of bye games I want to see us take. So yeah, I'm with you.
I'll take all the above. I do agree with you 100%. Kyle, but as far as the landscape we're in, we're using $300,000 of our money from Alabama to go to NIL. So
yeah, and again, I don't have a problem playing an SEC team, but why not Auburn instead of Alabama? I mean, it just I want to be able to win the game, and at least feel like we have a realistic shot of winning it. It's always going to be an uphill battle in this day and age against the SEC or Big Ten opponent, but I want to at least feel like we have a shot.
Matt, this is for you, Matt. Matchbook says cut a long-term deal with UConn for football if they agree to basketball home and home.
Yeah, they have no reason to play us basketball home and home, and
they'll steal our players anyhow, like Newton.
In basketball, and they get Power Fours. They get Power Four teams to come to East Hartford. They're doing well as an independent. There's been some talk about them joining the Pac-12 as a football-only member. Matt, I don't know how much you've heard of that up your way. But that has been discussed.
The Pac-12 is looking to add East teams in from the East.
They'd have to do more than one. They'd have to be like
four, right?
Now, I mean, they could do. I guess. I mean, I don't know who the other would be, because nobody's going to leave the American at this point, and not unless it's in a large number. So I don't know who the other East Coast team would be at this. Who would they want? I mean, they're not going to want UMass or Buffalo.
Well, I think we should wait and see if they're going to be even relevant after,
Yeah, I think they will.
We'll see.
You mean UConn?
Yeah, UConn. And football.
Well, they made a good hire. They brought in Toledo's head coach.
Yeah.
So they made a good hire.
Okay.
I would love to see us play them in football for sure. I wouldn't mind a home and home.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't mind that either.
It's a good matchup for us.
They're not coming here in basketball ever again, but I wouldn't mind scheduling a home and home in football with UConn.
Man, their basketball program is recruiting. Danny Hurley is recruiting at such an unbelievably high level right now. It's just they're going to be, not to get off topic here, but UConn will be in the top 5 again for college basketball.
Yeah.
I just can't stomach him.
I can't either, Dave, but I think that Hurley is a great coach.
He's a very good coach, but both the coaches at UConn.
Gino Auriemma, I root against. I hope the worst things happen to him.
Actually, I will say that I like Danny better than yeah.
I'm all for playing the MAC East teams. Gives us even more I don't know what you mean by more TV.
On Tuesday night, Wednesday night.
Well, they don't do non-conference games. Those are conference games. That's in late October, early November.
Yeah.
I mean, MAC. You're probably on ESPN Plus or CBS Sports Network, but I wouldn't have a problem with some of the MAC. Ohio's a good program.
Yeah.
UMass would be an easy win. Yeah, I'll tell you a school that I can see us playing in the future. If we're looking at other G5 schools, Delaware and Conference USA now is a reasonable trip. Would not be surprised. Although it sounds like Gilbert, and he needs to get the damn game scheduled. It sounds like Gilbert has changed his mind about playing Pac-12 and Mountain West schools, and it sounds like he is open to that now. As he said, the college football landscape has changed since the Boise State game was canceled, and he'd be perfectly open to playing Pac-12 and Mountain West schools now. So I like that from John, and I say get some of them on the schedule. Let's get a Washington State, an Oregon State, a Boise State, a Colorado State, a UNLV, and Air Force. Get them on the schedule. All those games sound good to me. I don't know about y'all.
One of the first, I remember a few years ago talking to Matt off air, but we were talking about how East Carolina is a national brand. Do you remember that, Matt? Vaguely, but we were talking about how, in other words, we need to be marketing more than just the Southeast. We're a national brand, and so we need to be playing. My point is, we need to be playing the UNLVs. We need to be playing Boise State. We need to be playing teams out west.
I think Oregon State would be fun.
Yeah.
They have a great stadium.
Of course,
Washington State.
I've always wanted to play Colorado State for some reason.
And that would be great. It gives you a chance to go out there for the trips. I love the trips. Just like when my kids and I went to DC on the train. Then
that's going to be, those are the other two biggest group of 5 conferences in no respect to the Sun Belt, but in terms of money and prestige, and you're going to have, good TV. You're going to be, you play the Pac-12, the Mountain West. You're going to be on, the Pac-12's got games on USA and the CW and CBS, and I think Mountain West is the CW and CBS Sports Network this year. So it's what do you guys? By the way, what do you guys think about TNT and USA getting back to the college football world? I don't know that USA's ever been in college football, so that's going to be a new network with so many Pac-12 games on USA this year.
I'm happy about it.
USA with football, that is weird.
Yeah, it is. And it's one of the things where people are going to think to turn it there.
Yeah, I think USA did some football in the 80s. I believe
80s, right? I know TBS did.
Yeah,
TBS has done it several times over the years.
Yes, TBS did it a long time ago too.
Early 80s.
They did it recently too, and they're going to be back in at TBS and TNT.
Okay, USA Network carried college football from 1980 to 1986.
But there you go. So it's back this year with the Pac-12 on USA.
Yeah, my thing. I want to ask you guys this, and this is dealing with I know Major League Baseball, but there's critics of that saying that it's too saturated, too spread out as far as when you were talking about.
In college football, you got different conferences signing different deals, so it's apples to oranges, Dave. I do agree with that sentiment on Major League Baseball. I have the MLB package, so I'm good on that. But good Lord, for national games, you got games on CBS, games on Fox, games on ABC, games on ESPN, games on TBS, games on TNT, games on Peacock, games on NBC. I mean, they're all over the place.
Netflix for the Field of Dreams game.
Yeah, that one game. Yeah. But
that was kind of cool. I mean, that's kind of cool to do that, I think.
Thankfully, if you have the MLB TV package, you kind of get all that anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But like today, the Cubs game was on ABC. I had no idea ABC was doing any Sunday afternoon baseball until this game.
Well, they used to have that when I was growing up.
Yeah. But I mean, So evidently they're doing 8 games, I think, this year. So yeah, but to your point, I don't think it's comparable for college football because everybody signs their own deal by conference. So to me, it's apples to oranges about it being fragmented on so many different networks.
The reason I asked that is, would you guys? It's not going to happen, but I wish that everybody would put their money together for one television, or a package where, I don't know, but that's something that's.
Nah, it's communism. But it would benefit East Carolina. It would benefit Eastern Michigan. It's not going to benefit Alabama and Ohio State too much. But yeah, so I don't think that's going to happen.
And not Notre Dame. They have their own.
Yeah.
That's one, by the way, guys, that's one team that I want us to play. And that's a bye game that I would not mind to go to South Bend. I've always wanted to go to South Bend to see a football game.
The real Axel just purchased tickets for the Temple game. Well, why ain't you got season tickets or mini plans tickets, Axel? But we're getting people fired up for that Halloween. We're the Sports Objective single handedly is going to sell that game out.
Axel's a diehard too, so glad to hear Axel.
Yeah, what's up, Axel?
Axel was in Kent Narrows, right? He was at our live show.
Okay. Well, that would explain why he doesn't have season tickets.
Yeah.
When Stevie talks, it sounds like he has a fan running.
Have a fan running. I mean, all my fans are camped out outside my house right now. So
I do hear that now that you say it. There is a little bit of a background noise.
Yeah, it's my air conditioner running, but it's not.
Oh, okay.
Not a fan. So.
I'm
sorry, you're gonna have to deal with that. I'm not gonna turn the air conditioner off.
I didn't say anything. I thought it was his clothes, like he was washing clothes, and he's in the laundry room.
Yeah, straight from the laundry room.
Fellas, really quick, just to circle back, we're talking about somebody mentioned Colorado State. That's a matchup I would love to see because that's a program right now. Colorado State's going to elevate quickly under Jim Mora Jr.
Yep.
You're going to see. You're starting to see. Colorado was the hot program when Coach Prime first got there. They're declining, and you're going to see Colorado State become the best football team in that state in a few years. I really believe that. Jim Mora Jr. He has figured it out later in his coaching career. He did a tremendous job at UConn.
He did.
Yeah.
And they have money to spend there at Colorado State. They have some money in that program. That would be a matchup I'd love to see.
I used to talk about that years ago because when two head coaches back, the guy that was a longtime SEC assistant, I cannot think of his name. Somebody help me out with that comment section. If nobody up here knows, but they were recruiting the Carolinas and Georgia quite a bit back then, and I mentioned it back then that we should schedule them because of that. I don't know how much they're doing that now, probably not very much, but I still think it'd be a great series.
Yeah, there's when Matt, you remember we were talking about that we were talking about the national brand, and we also talked about you being a Big Ten guy and loving the Big Ten, and I was saying there's so many teams. And but when we were talking about that, I mentioned a team that I'm not going to mention now. Not that I want to play them, but Indiana. I was mentioning Indiana back then, and Illinois.
No thanks.
But we're not.
Illinois, absolutely, yes. Indiana, no thanks.
Yeah. By the way, Matt, did you guys see the comments that the Purdue athletic director made about Indiana?
Yeah, I did. And did you hear
I
his
did not. What
response?
did he say?
He said, if you don't win championships, go to Indiana.
Who said that?
He said if you want to win,
the incoming AD at Purdue said if you don't want to win national championships, go to Indiana, and they're the national champion.
What an idiot!
They asked Signetti about it, and his response was brilliant. You know what he said?
We're the national champions?
No, he said I don't have any thoughts about that. He's like, that's so stupid. I'm not even going to answer it. I almost said something bad there.
You did. You said fuck.
Yes,
yes, JR.
FCC
fun. He said fun, Kyle.
Yeah. Well, it is a fun activity.
It was fudging. He was going to say fudge.
Oh,
fudge. What did Signetti say about Notre Dame this week?
He said that they should. He said that they should play them, and that they should do a 2-for-1 with them because they're not in the Power 4 league.
Signetti's a piece of work, man.
Yeah,
he was Kyle and I. Kyle called me. We called and talked when we thought we lost Mike Houston to Charlotte.
Charlotte.
And Signetti was I was like, man, I want Houston. I want Houston. If we don't get Houston, we can get that coach from Elon, Signetti. And I had no idea. Obviously, he would do what he was going to do. But the stranger, you always wonder when things like that happen. What if? But
yeah, no good.
Thing to see what's going to happen with Indiana, this year. Is the bloom going to be off the road?
Yeah, you do. Signetti can still coach, and I don't know how he worked the portal, what he has coming back, but I think I don't expect him to win the back-to-back national championships, but as long as Signetti's there, I think the Indiana football's in good hands.
Did they get one of their key players on defense back from that with that eligibility rule?
Because of the
class of 22.
Pending the appeal. Which, by the way, Google AI, because Google AI is going to know, gives the NCAA a 35% chance of winning the appeal and a 65% chance to lose it.
Yeah, and I think they're being nice.
I don't know. There are some people that really think the NCAA can win this appeal, so we'll see. I certainly hope they don't. This is one case where we're obviously rooting against the NCAA.
Well, when do you root for the NCAA at this point?
There's been at times where I wanted them to win some of these lawsuits because
I agree,
but not this one. And this will be the one they win.
Well, I'll tell you what. I definitely think they're going to lose because they lose. They're the bad news bears, man. They used to be relevant. They're so irrelevant.
Yeah, and by the way, I want to address that a little bit too. I hadn't had a chance to say this, but I think there were some people that got aggravated with the Sports Objective for promoting, people emailing and the athletic director and the chancellor. And by no means at any time were we questioning the credibility or the integrity of Chancellor Rogers. What we were saying was it was conflicting interest with him being on the NCAA board. And it is. The saying you claim is conflicting interest is not questioning someone's integrity. He is on that board and he was the chancellor here, and so therefore it was conflicting interest. It was just factual things, and what we were doing was encouraging Pirate Nation to let their thoughts and feelings be known. And at the end of the day, I think, lack of communication earlier in the week, maybe some things Gilbert said caused confusion in his interview with Wadago. But at the end of the day, I think the chancellor, being on that board, has handled it the best way he could. I'd love to have the boys practicing now, but he's got them back in here before class starts on Monday. So they will be ready to go and hit the field as soon as that ruling comes in, as long as the appeal is denied. So I'm happy with the way it was handled in the end. And I just want to make sure for anybody who misconstrued passion with being, I won't say critical, because we can be critical, and that's our job to be. But nobody was questioning the integrity of anyone, and I don't want it to be misconstrued at that. Saying conflict of interest is not questioning someone's integrity. It's just a fact. If I'm on the board of directors for the NCAA this year representing FBS, and the NCAA is involved in a lawsuit, and then I'm the chancellor of a school, it is a conflict of interest. And I think at the end of the day, the chancellor's handled it the right way.
Yeah. And I wanted to say something because I had it on my notes, but I didn't say it on the Tuesday night podcast is, we were a little critical of some of the things that John Gilbert said, but praised, other things that he said. But I just forgot to mention that I'm not going to forget anytime soon that John Gilbert, he's the one that made the decision to pull the trigger and keep Blake Harrell. And, other ADs may not have done that. We need a bigger name or something like that. And John Gilbert knew what the fans wanted. He knew what was best for this team, and he made that choice. And I'll be forever grateful for him for doing that.
Well, I did shake Blake's hand at the airport for a prolonged period of time.
That is true.
And I passed along my mystical powers when I did that. So
Good point, Kyle.
Yeah, thank you.
Do we have video of that handshake that we can pop up?
We did, but
it's actually time-lapse video. It's actually time-lapse video.
It's too long to put on YouTube.
Yeah, it lasted so long we ran out of video. The entire country ran out of
Video,
video.
the file is too big, Alan.
Alan, we Alan, we call that the handshake heard around the world.
That's right.
And what about the one not heard around the world?
That's
on
the
ESPN.
The high five, the missed high five heard around the world.
Not heard around the world.
That's because Rajay said, well, you guys are associated with that call from LaGrange. And, Rajay
Yeah, I know you guys. That's like,
is Bubba listening tonight? Yeah,
I think
Bubba to chime in.
I have not seen Bubba tonight.
Bubba's busy right now.
The chances of the NCAA winning read that, Dave.
The chances of the NCAA winning its ongoing antitrust and eligibility appeals are considered extremely low. Federal judges have repeatedly rejected the NCAA's arguments, ruling that eligibility caps.
Yeah, I know where he's going. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Golden Arch. By the way, your food sucks, but I hope you're right. Except your steak, egg, and cheese bagel that I can't have anymore. But anyway,
bring back the McDLT.
The steak, egg, and cheese bagel was great, dude. Have you ever had that?
Keep the McRib year long.
Okay, never mind.
I've never had that.
Well, you should try it for breakfast sometime.
I will try it for breakfast.
If they still had the McLean Deluxe, Kyle, you might be in business.
What was that?
The McLean. Hey, you know what? I can get from there. If I have to get something from McDonald's for breakfast, it would be a breakfast burrito. If I got to go at lunchtime, it'd be a 6-piece nugget with nothing else.
Wait, Kyle, how do you say McDonald's?
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah, that's
McDonald's.
And you make fun of me for saying
Stevie,
Oregon.
I'm sure Stevie says it the same way.
People in
I know. I said McDonald's.
It's McDonald's.
You
How about McDowell's?
You make fun of me for saying Oregon. I got to call you out on saying
Oregon. Oregon.
Where is Oregon at?
It's Oregon.
That sounds like it's an Asian country or something.
It's not G-U-N. It's
G-O-N. Oregon. We're going to Oregon.
It's actually the 10th planet in the solar system. Oregon.
What was the look? Let me get you guys real quick.
Yeah, I agree with Brandon on this. Sell out the App State game. Yeah, I agree with that one. But yeah, McDonald's. I mean, Steve or me and Stevie, and I guarantee you, Stevie, when you go see the like Star Wars, where'd you go see it at?
Theater.
The theater, exactly.
The what?
The theater.
What in the hell's a theater?
What are you talking about? What do you call it, Matt?
Theater.
It's a theater.
The theater.
Hey, okay. Well, listen, I heard this tonight. I want to see what you guys call it. The name it used to be a planet that started with the letter U.
Yeah.
Uranus.
What?
Uranus. Anybody else? Any other pronunciation is incorrect.
Uranus.
There was a lady on Not Tonight when I was at my mom. She was watching Jeopardy. She called it Uranus.
Yeah, well, she's just too uptight.
Yeah. Oregon, $2 for a win.
all right.
$2.
Look at that.
Where's
Thank you,
my $2?
A-Win.
Oregon.
There you go. Thank you, A-Win.
I heard
But
it.
think about this, A-Win. It's O-N. It's O-N. It's not G-U-N. So Oregon.
Let's get
makes
some
more
people
sense.
from. We need to ask somebody from Oregon how they prefer their state be said.
Well, I heard a DJ call it a Nissan one time. When he
Oh
was
my God.
What?
A Nissan, like a Nissan, a Nissan.
Nissan.
Yeah.
Or-
See, down here, Matt, you will movie theater a lot, and the same with McDonald's. That's when you're going to hear a lot.
Theater.
the
I'm
first
going to the theater.
Yeah.
I heard a restaurant.
How about
I'm going to have some brisket and go to the theater.
Brisket? What the hell? Brisket?
I couldn't come up with
That's your
anything else off
fancy
the top of my
food?
head.
Wait. That's your fancy food go-to, Stevie? Brisket?
Yeah, brisket.
Wow. All right.
How about tea and crumpets, Stevie?
hey Matt?
How about cheese and strumpets? Matt's a strumpet.
I love brisket, man. That's some barbecue. That's Texas barbecue.
I had never heard McDonald's. I'm not kidding. I heard
No, I've never heard
Y'all ain't never heard
Get
about calling it
your
McDonald's.
until like 30 years ago, a race driver
Oh, okay. So you have heard it.
called
Okay.
it McDonald's. I'd never heard McDonald's.
Nick,
Who was
30
the
years ago.
race
Who
driver?
was it? Who was it?
Oh no, Alan
Hut Strickland, who called it
Hut
McDonald's.
Strickland.
Yeah, well, because that's what it is.
He's
It's
an
McDonald's.
Alabama guy.
He was
I didn't know if it was War Button.
McDowell. Yeah, McDowell. Mick.
Mr. McDowell from Coming to America.
Mick.
What do you guys call Bojangles?
Matt.
Everybody's got nicknames for Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Bohongalese.
Bohongalese, yeah. I call it Bobos. Bobos.
I call it out of chicken more than they should be.
Matt's book. Yeah, that's a lot of people do that around here, Matt's book called Mickey D's.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, how about this one? You know, being from North Carolina, one of the things that drives me crazy, and people are going to start saying it now, but the word is vehicle, not vehicle. Vehicle.
Vehicle. Yeah,
Hey.
it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle.
Matt, I want you to get a piece of paper and write this down. I'm going to spell a word out to you, see how you pronounce it.
Thank you, Matthew.
Got it, Matt?
I don't have a piece of paper, but I can remember it. Go ahead.
Okay. P-O-T.
B, like B, like boy. B.
No, P. P as in
P.
pot.
P-O-T like pot.
Okay. P-O-T-E-C-A-S-I.
What?
I'm lost, Stevie.
It's the name of a town nearby me.
Spell that again.
P-O-T-E-C-A-S-I.
Oh, I know the name of that town.
Hang on.
Kyle knows it.
But it ain't gonna be what you think.
P-O-T-E. Say it one more time.
Dave should know it. He's from Williamson.
P-O-T-E-C-A-S-I.
Potescasi.
No.
That's what I thought he was
JR,
gonna say,
you want to
Kyle.
try?
Well, no. Let's give Matt something easier. How about this,
we
Matt?
got to say what it's called first.
What do you call it, Kyle?
I don't have a pen
Potty
either,
Casey.
so I'm kind of
Potty Casey.
Potty Casey.
Not Potecasi.
Okay.
H is silent. Okay.
Potty Casey. Yeah.
Potecasi.
How about this one, Matt? Conetoe.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Cone toe.
Cone
Oh,
toe.
I remember this one. Yeah.
Cone toe?
That's what I would say. I would say Conto.
It's somehow it's Canita.
Really?
All right. Yeah. There's a lot of towns like that in North Carolina that'll just
Bahama.
Drop cord, shut out the lights while we have to take speed.
Yeah, drop cords. You know what a drop cord is, Matt?
Extension cord.
No, I asked Matt, not Dave.
That's what.
Oh,
I had no idea that meant an extension cord.
Yes.
I've never heard that term.
Who's the
what does it mean to shut out the lights?
Who's the most famous athlete from Bahama? Very famous.
Riggs.
Yep, Scott Riggs.
What does it mean to shut out the lights, Matt?
Scott Riggs. Is he a wrestler?
Yes, but I'm waiting for Matt to answer this question. What does it mean to shut out the lights?
Kill the lights.
Say again. You cut out there for a second. Say again.
What does it mean to shut out the lights?
They say
Turn
that's
the lights off.
work.
Okay, all right. And when you pay your electric bill, what do you call it, Matt?
I don't know. That's pretty much what I say. I pay the electric bill.
So around here we pay the light bill.
Light bill.
Yeah.
There's nothing else. It's just the lights.
It is a light bill. Yeah. Easy defense, but yeah, Horsley. Yeah, they're both back. Horsley and the other fellow that was suspended briefly.
Yeah, well, let me
We tolerate no disrespect, brother.
what they don't understand is Horsley was upset because they had Eastern Carolina.
Yeah, it was Horsley and DeJour were suspended, and they're both back. And boy, DeJour showed out in the bowl game, and supposedly he's been showing out in practice. DeJour needs to keep his nose clean because he can make a lot of money. And I'm gonna just go ahead and say it to him like this: hey, DeJour, if nothing else is gonna motivate you, think about that SEC paycheck next year. He's not a senior, is he?
Matt, what is crescent wrench?
Crescent wrench. Damn, man. Josh has hit me with another one.
We're putting him on the spot tonight.
Crescent wrench, yeah.
It's like quiz the northern guy, quiz the Yankee. I have Josh. I have no freaking idea.
Adjustable wrench.
Adjustable wrench.
Okay. I figured that, but
Hey, Matt.
I thought it was more of a
What
trick
do you call the thing you change a tire with? You can hit somebody with it.
A tire iron?
Tire iron, tire tool, crowbar, any of those
call it
work.
tire tool.
I don't know if you got.
I go with crowbar.
Matt, have you ever bought up there in the north? I don't know if y'all sell them up there in the north. You ever bought a board stretcher up there in the north?
A board stretcher?
Yeah.
The hell is a board stretcher?
I don't
Bike
know.
trips? I don't. What's a board stretcher?
What does it sound like?
Board stretcher.
A board stretcher. No lie. When I was at work one day, we sent a kid off to look. We were working on something, and I said, "Go back there. Don't come back till you find it. Bring me the board stretcher." That kid went back there for like 20 minutes. He come back. I don't know. I said, "It's black. It's long. It's a board stretcher. You need to bring it back." He brought me back something. There's no such thing as a board stretcher, guys. I mean, you can't stretch a board. So yeah, he was looking. I had him looking for an hour for a board stretcher.
That kid's in therapy now. Thanks.
Yeah.
He's probably.
Well, there's a joke there based on what you just said. Just a simple play on words, but I'm gonna let it hang.
He probably got my name on a list of people he wants to kill.
Alan picked up on that joke.
I did.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave, we got a question up there from Rara 252.
Rara. Where's Rara?
Do you think the Pirates will cover the spread in week 1? What do you guys
Yes.
think about that?
Yes.
Yes. Put your money on it.
But
What is it? What is it at now?
28.5 last I saw.
That's a key
I
number
think
too. 28.5 is a key number. Put your money on it.
Yep.
Here's why. Because Alabama's defense, we know is very, 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 very good. But they have questions on offense, and Johnny
Yes, they
can tell
do.
you.
Yep.
Not saying no disrespect to them, but in order for them to beat us by 28.5 points, in other words, they're going to have to score a lot more points than
Flight line.
Does anybody have a score prediction? How about that?
I
don't think it's too early. I think we're getting to that time. What do you guys think?
we can change them. I don't know. I'll say, if you ask me, like right now, just to name a score, I'll say 34-14. We cover the spread.
38-17, Bama.
31-13.
I was saying 31-14, 31-17, somewhere around there.
Matt?
All right. I'm like kind of right with you guys. I was thinking like something like 37-20, 37-17.
Boy, we're 37-20. I feel fantastic about that.
That's what I'm telling you guys, they're with us. They are not respecting us, and I think it's great we're playing week 1. I know while Kyle and I have different reasons, but I love the fact we're playing on week 1. And
I don't think it's the reason. I don't think it's going to change the outcome whether it was week 1 or week 5. So
it will, because they have a few players that are going to be out. That are going to miss this game.
Change the outcome.
And,
what was the injury at Alabama?
Whether you lose by 14 points or by 30 points, the only thing that matters for is the spread. It's not going to change the outcome, but it could change the outcome of the App State game. So that's why I don't like it.
Here's a question: are we in the game at halftime?
Yes.
Yes.
My prediction is, I'll say right now, guys, it's going to be a very good game. In the fourth quarter, they're going to pull away on us. I think we're in the game at halftime if we don't turn the ball over and make major mistakes on offense. Yeah.
What was the injury Alabama had this week? Didn't they have a running back?
There was a key running back, but they got depth.
Well, I know that, but I mean,
yeah, they did have a key running back get injured. Yes.
Well, it's AK Deer who here's the thing about him. They were praising him because he was a freshman last year and he didn't get on the field as much as they thought he should because he couldn't pick up the pass pro. He just didn't. He was no good at pass protection. And they said he's made such monumental strides that with their shaky offensive line in week 1, they were really counting on AK Deer to help out picking up the
shaky offensive line, huh?
Yeah, they've got some issues, Stevie. 3 sophomores and a couple of transfers. The transfers aren't quite shaken out as good as they thought they would at this point. And so now they're talking about, Matt, how do they do the offense if their offensive line is going to be an issue, and now they're not going to have AK Deer to help them with the pass pro? Would you go to an RPO, like to get rid of they don't know whether they're going to go with like trying to get rid of the ball a lot quicker with some screens, some mesh routes, just get rid of the ball quicker so that they don't have to block as long.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of, but don't get me wrong, AK Deer might be out for East Carolina, but the studs they have behind him and in front of him, Hill's a very good player. He's just not as good as pass blocking.
I would take the under.
Yeah, they have no shortage of talent on that team.
The Golden Arches ask over under. I would take the under.
Agreed. I think it'll come in under. JR, let me ask you this. You win the toss. Are you taking the ball? Or are you deferring?
No, I'm not. I'm not. Because I'm going to make whoever they have starting at quarterback and their offensive line, I want to make them not get into a comfort zone. Right away, they've got to show us right away, right off the bat. And the defense is our strong point, so I'm kicking it.
You think about what we did at Michigan a few years ago, guys. We deferred. I believe we deferred, or they won the toss and they took the ball. Whatever, it doesn't matter. They got the ball first. We pinned them deep inside their own 10-yard line. They punted. We got the ball in plus territory with a chance to take an early lead in that game. And then Garcia threw a pick on an out route that we had a receiver.
And then he never threw another pass the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I've never seen a quarterback so scared to throw him. And what kills me is we kept starting him. This son of a bitch can't throw the ball. Quit starting
throw the ball.
Yeah.
That was Houston's final nail. That was the nail that for him for his career.
Our defense played well enough for us to be respectable.
Put Matt's comment there on the screen. I think it's a different age because you have Charlotte and App State also in the FBS level, so I think it makes it a little bit more difficult, and also that really doesn't seem to be Gilbert's the way he does things. I do think it will take legislation at this point to make it happen. Unfortunately, I would take, if they ain't gonna ever come to Greenville again, UNC I think is probably out of the question, but. How about just a game in Charlotte? Maybe.
I got a game.
How about a game in Charlotte once every 3 or 4 years on a neutral site with NC State?
Yeah, I agree with you, Josh. But here's an idea I have, guys. I don't know how y'all feel, but NC State is probably the draw that the game that of all Pirate fans, the game against state rivals. I want to see Alan, how do you feel about this? I'm going to pick on you first. I want to see the largest football game ever in the history of North Carolina at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, NC State ECU.
Man, that would be neat, but it all depends upon, unfortunately, how good the teams are on that particular year, what's going on. That's kind of hard.
I don't know why you would do that when you have an NFL stadium to play in the city.
Because
you're trying to put a hat on a hat.
74,000, you could get way over 100.
Just for the novelty of it being at the racetrack. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, well, it worked at Bristol. Remember they did the football.
Well, it was Tennessee and Virginia Tech.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It would depend on me, the circumstances. Obviously, I know you have to schedule it years in advance, so it really doesn't matter. But to me, it would depend on.
And Tennessee and Virginia Tech made a lot of sense to do it there because Tennessee, 100,000 people in their home stadium. Virginia Tech draws what they draw. But if you know the geography, Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Virginia run together. There's a Bristol, Virginia, Bristol, Tennessee. They're sister cities. In fact, the hospital, at least at one point, was in both states. The way the hospital led. So it made a lot of sense to have Virginia Tech and play Tennessee, where the borders lie. So that made a lot of sense to have that game there. I don't know what sense it makes to have NC State, ECU,
I'm
Charlotte
talking.
Motor Speedway when you have an NFL stadium there.
Well, here's my thing. I'm talking about for the fact of the novelty. Maybe they would do it because they can sell, tickets, and I don't.
If you're thinking maybe from a scheduling standpoint to try to sell it to NC State for us to approach them with that, then maybe there would be a way to get them to play us.
It just bothers me because everybody in the state of North Carolina wants that series to continue. Everybody. There's no reason for it not to, other than just money, politics, and BS. That's it. That series needs to be played often.
And let's say this in Chapel Hill, right? So Chapel Hill, if East Carolina plays at Chapel Hill or vice versa, or we play, at App State or vice versa, they play here, that brings a lot of money into those college towns.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm like Kyle. I absolutely love the mountains. I love Boone. I have never seen a game at App State. Maybe I'll see it at some point, but that's what.
And that schedule is going to be extended. But he asked, Matt also asked, who do we hate more, NC State or UNC? I would say on the football field, but the question is right above it. I would say on the football field, NC State as a university, UNC.
South Carolina, and we've done that before with South Carolina. Our biggest draw in Charlotte would be South Carolina. I mean, my thing is, Kyle, we've talked about this before. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, there were people that were like, "We're no way we're going to do a 2-for-1. Let's do a 2-for-1. We'll give you 2 games to our 1."
Yes, as long as you
can't buy it out.
Yeah, well, we can't. The third game, it's got to be the second game or the first game of the series. It can't be the third game of the series.
Correct.
Guys, we're getting towards the end of the show here. We've been going about 2 hours. Do we want anything else here? Or?
I was just going to say, I agree with Matchbook. UNC for me. I despise UNC and Chapel Bill. I wish we had them on the schedule like right now because.
Oh, me too.
I feel like Belichick is just. I honestly feel like he just took his last job for one last paycheck. Don't you guys just get the sense he's not invested in this job?
By the way,
hold on, Dave. Their GM is suspended, Matt. Their defensive coordinator is not around. I mean,
he's on health leave.
Yeah. but I'm saying they're a disaster right now. If you ever want to play North Carolina. And Bill Belichick apparently is fallen ill. I don't know.
Crap! Is Jordan going to be coaching them?
I don't know.
Who's that? Who's the 22-year-old girlfriend?
Jordan.
Who are the games that they win? I would like to look at the schedule. Who do they beat?
They have 4. They have 4 wins, and one of them was the quarterback was a starter for the lacrosse team. Was that Syracuse? But they went 4-8 last year. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I have a lot of friends that went to UNC, and they absolutely, especially the ones that went to UNC, despise Bill Belichick and despise the hire.
Well, you know what? They had a bunch of idiot alums that wouldn't know. That wouldn't know. Shit from apple butter. That didn't let Bubba Cunningham do his job, this is what they end up with.
You know what happened? It affected North Carolina basketball because Seth Trimble, he had the foresight to enter the portal, even though he was out of eligibility. But now if he gets the 5th year back, he's going to Louisville because UNC is out of money because of Belichick's contract. They don't have enough money to pay Seth Trimble to keep him. So he's going to Louisville.
Let me just say why the whole thing was bad. UNC is a basketball school. And where you're paying the football coach who's never coached in college, he knows nothing about college football, $10 million a year. And I think Hubert Davis was getting something like $3 or $4 million a year. I'm not a UNC guy. I don't care. But looking at it objectively, what part of that what planet are you on to not realize that is a terrible idea? Basketball coach should be paid the most at UNC, period. I'm not a Carolina guy, but Belichick is. I mean, he's always getting in trouble for something. He's all in the
their thought process, and we'll get off. Well, we need to start wrapping this up. But their thought process was in this day and age to move on and move up to the Big Ten or the SEC, you need to be good in football. And so that was the reason behind this. They just chose the wrong coach.
Right.
Well, exactly, and that was the one person that has like a pop. They won the press conference, but after that, it's been, and I don't even know if they won the press conference. But man, it's hard times at UNC when they can't
It's
get
hard times. Oh.
Oh Lord,
Here we go.
pork and beans.
Yeah, eating.
I've dined with kings and queens, and they pork and
I've
beans.
dined with kings and queens, and I slept in alleys and ate pork and beans.
Look at Alan; he doesn't know what to say.
I know exactly what to say. I just don't want to get in. I don't want to jump into wrestling, but some people consider it the best promo ever in the history of the wrestling business. I think it's in the top 3 for sure.
Yep.
The limousine riding, son of a gun, Ric Flair. I tell you, the two.
That was Dusty we were quoting.
That's the boy. You want to get me mixed up with Ric Flair?
We're quoting Dusty.
Ric Flair's when he's talking about limousine riding, son of a gun. That one is up there.
Well, he repeated that repeatedly. That was something he said a lot. Limousine flying, jet flying, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing.
Son of a gun.
Son of a gun.
The guy that doesn't get the props for me for the best promos and one-liners is Bobby Heenan.
I think Bobby gets his props.
Hilariously funny.
I think Bobby gets his props. Yeah,
you know who I thought he said at first, Kyle? I thought he said Bobby Eaton at first. I was like, what?
Bobby Eaton. Bobby
being sarcastic.
There's a reason Jim Cornette spoke for Bobby Eaton, Dennis Condrey, and Stan Lane.
Exactly.
Rhymes on Bigfoot. Kenny, are you still watching? Thanks, guys. Great show. Appreciate your matchbook.
I thought Grimeson Bigfoot was JR.
It is. I was curious if Kenny was still watching because I was going to ask him a question, but if he's not, I'm not going to waste anybody's time.
All right.
Where's has anybody seen Sarah Sanders?
She's hanging
Where's
out with
Southern Comfort?
Yeah, she's with Southern Comfort.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Alan, you have anything before we get out of here, brother?
Not. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it, guys. Thank you.
Anything, brother, in the great state Commonwealth of Connecticut?
No, man, I'm all good. I'm all good. Just looking forward to some football this week.
What about you, Stevie? You got your helmet. For those listening, he's got his helmet and ECU jersey on, so he's ready, fired up. Chin strap is there.
Yeah, all my fans are lined up outside still, so
we can hear them. We can hear them.
For Arch, so Arch can know. All my fans.
You guys are familiar with OnlyFans? That's literally Stevie's fan base. It's his only fan.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Philip Lee, great show, guys. Look forward to the football season. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank
you, Philip.
One of our favorite shows we've had this year, so thank you very much. Thank you.
Philip, are you any kin to Staggerly?
Oh, my God.
Great, by far my favorite beach music song. By far.
Oh, my God.
Junkyard Dog, too.
Yeah, exactly. Staggerly in Mid-South. That was his mask gimmick. Good call, Stevie.
By the way, season 4 Reacher. Check it out.
Season 5 Reach Around. Check it out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass. He chose the star of Reacher, Alan. He chose to go political on everybody, and so I don't need to be watching him. If he wants to alienate half of his audience, then he can. I won't be watching.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. But the show is excellent.
It is a good
still
one.
not watching. I'm not watching.
Hey, has anybody seen Young Washington?
That sounds interesting.
No.
I'm dying to see that. A movie. It's about a young George Washington, how he rises to power.
Oh, I'd be very interested in that, Matt.
I would be very interested in taking a nap when that's on.
A young girl.
What? What's that?
I would be very interested in taking a nap when that's on.
Really, Kyle? You don't like historical type movies?
I do, but that doesn't interest me. I do. I like.
He wouldn't watch Naked Gun, Matt. So I mean,
yeah, I do. Like my history would be like another Billy the Kid movie. That's.
Hey, did you know that that's happening? We're getting Young Guns 3.
Well, they say we are, and it's going to be
yeah, they've been saying that.
Yeah, it's going to be based on Bushy Bill and all that, and so we'll see. We'll see. I'll watch it if it does come out. But
yeah,
Emilio is going to be Bushy Bill's legitimate age by the time they get done filming that.
Wow. All right, guys. Last call. Anybody got anything?
By the
Well,
way,
Dave,
I'd love to go out to New Mexico and visit the Lincoln County Territory.
Okay.
Robert, give us a thumbs up or thumbs down if you can, real quick. I think what Robert's saying is he saw Young Washington.
Clint Eastwood's son is coming out with a World War II movie. I hadn't heard about that.
High school football starts Friday, Dave.
Yeah. North Pitt, the Panthers.
Yeah, DH
Panthers and the Gators.
Road.
Go Gator. Yeah.
Hey, Dave, before I go, I'm going to sign up with one final question. Am I mistaken, or at some point during the show, did you have a cat's tail coming out of your shirt?
I did. One of my cats. He had my tape. The table was like going to the way. Yeah.
JR's been holding that onto that all show long.
Right.
Themselves.
I have not burped. I have not farted, and I have not flushed the toilet.
Congratulations.
You got that going for you.
You got that going for you.
And Kyle, I've never fallen asleep on the show.
Hey, look, some bitch. I haven't done that in several years.
I can't say anything. I've done that.
Othello Meadows. We had Othello Meadows.
Look, I had sleep apnea. I have sleep apnea, and I did not have a CPAP yet, and I was having troubles, and I fell asleep and was snoring. Pretty lovely.
Bubba and I were dying. We're trying to have like a serious conversation with Othello Meadows. In fact, by the way, he did tell us
running.
What?
Is Kyle's air conditioner running like?
I was sawing wood, man. I was sawing wood. This is back when we were audio only, and we were doing it over the phone, recording it in advance, and I fell asleep on the bed. Doing the interview, and I was sawing wood. It's in our archive somewhere, I'm sure.
There have been a couple times my eyelids have gotten heavy, to be honest with you, but I always fight.
Well, it's easy to do when you're live, but when you're doing something over the phone, literally, with the phone on speaker, the phone's landing beside my head, I'm laying on the bed, and I'm dealing with sleep apnea that I have not got a CPAP for yet. Yeah, I was falling asleep all over the place that period of time.
I bet your sleep apnea is better now that you've lost the weight.
I don't know, because I still use the CPAP, so I don't know. I would hope so. I've still got a lot of weight to go, though. So
definitely.
I am, for the latest update, if anybody gives a damn, I am down from 372 to 314. So I go in 10-pound increments. So the next goal is 310, and then it'll be one of the big ones to get below 300 for the first time since around 2008, 2009. So yeah, we got to. I got to keep it coming. Got a long ways to go to get where I want to get, which is 250.
Clothes every 40 days.
You ain't kidding. The jeans, most especially. I've gone from a 44 or 46 to a 42 to a 40. I'm losing it in my legs and waist faster than I am my upper body. Shirts, I've gone from a 5 to a 4. I can wear some 3s. But my goal is to get to 250 or less, and I'm well on my way, but I got a long ways to go and a lot of work to do.
Dang, Kyle. You've lost 16% of your weight.
Yeah, well, thank you for putting in percentages, JR. I had not thought of that, but that's pretty damn cool to hear.
Philip said that's awesome.
Philip, congrats on your weight loss too, bud. 30 pounds, and I don't know what you had to lose and what you're trying to get down to, but 30 pounds is also a big accomplishment.
Yeah, I've actually lost 13. Alan,
congratulations.
I could lose 50 pounds of ugly fat, but I'd prefer not to be decapitated.
All right. Matchbox says, Kyle, I'm not a doctor, but search the Joe Tippins protocol.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but I will search
it. You got my interest too. I don't.
Yeah.
Josh has lost over 80.
Josh. Yeah, Josh has. And Josh isn't using any medication.
Yeah, that's good. You're losing 80 pounds in a year with not using any medications to suppress your. I am using Zepbound
to that's fine.
to suppress my appetite, but at the rate I'm losing it, it's because I am really counting my calories along with taking Zepbound, and I'm walking every day to a couple miles. But yeah, 80 pounds a year is that's very impressive.
No doubt.
Or worrisome.
Anybody
it depends on if he was trying or not.
Anybody that can lose that kind of weight has tremendous willpower. Tremendous.
Yes, that is correct.
Very hard to do.
Well, the shot helps, and I don't know if you're talking about me or Josh, but I can tell you for me, the shot helps, but it still takes the getting out there every damn day has become a habit to walk, and I don't feel right. And yesterday, I cheated on my diet a little bit. Me and my buddy Mark went out for lunch, and I had a burger, and then I refused to eat the rest of the day after lunch. So I did not eat anything except a few cherries for dinner.
Well, every good diet has a cheat day built in.
Okay, there you go.
Once I get below 3, I'll have the cheat days in. I can't do it yet, Al.
Philip Lee said in 6 months he went from 285 to 255.
There you go.
Very nice,
Congratulations. I've gone from my 272 was in May. Or excuse me, I wish my 372 was in May, and I'm at 314 now. So how many months is that, guys?
I have a question, Kyle, and I'm honestly interested in this answer. I'm not trying to okay. If you get down to your ideal weight or your target weight, however you want to phrase it, would you at that point stop taking the shot?
It depends on how fast I get there. So I don't want to be on the shot for any more than a year. So if I hit my target weight of 250,
well, you've already answered my question, because I have a woman at church who was not even, I wouldn't even classify her as fat. Maybe she was a little big, but she's been doing the shot and she needs to stop, but she's keep going, and she looks now like a skeleton.
Yeah, if I hit 250 significantly before May, I'll keep on, because 250 is not the ideal weight for my height. It would be around 220. So if I can do that, fantastic. But I will take it for a year. My thought is, once I hit that year point, as long as I'm at my target weight or below, I'll start weaning off. I don't want to stop at cold turkey. And then the big thing is going to be not to gain the weight back. And, I can increase my calorie intake at that point, because then we're trying to maintain, not lose. So it's going to be, to keep it off after I get to my goal, it's going to be without the shot. It's going to be counting calories, increasing from what I am now significantly, because I'm really going low with my calories, and staying active. The walking cannot stop ever.
Well, I salute you, because that's not easy.
Thank you.
Walking does so much more for you than just weight loss too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely gives you a lot of energy. And if I'd never walked, in my job, I have to walk about 3 miles a day for sure. That's what I average. Sometimes it's way more than that, like sometimes 3 to 5 miles a day.
That's awesome. But there is a difference when you're walking for exercise and you're going at a pace. You burn a lot more calories than you do over a period of a day walking that much. But that is a lot of walking for your job, Dave. There's no doubt about it.
Yep, no doubt. All right, guys. Do you want to, Johnny? You got anything?
I'm good.
All right. Well, guys, thanks to our men. Can't talk. Our men and women, our listeners, our viewers. What a big show. It just lets you know that Kyle and I always talk about this. We're getting closer to football season. How many days away, Kyle?
Oh, God. What is today's date?
The 16th.
Then that would be 20
days. 20 days.
19 days.
19 tomorrow.
No, we got 31 days. So, yeah, you're right. 20 days. Yep.
All right.
Until Pirate football, and we're 13 days. No, we're 12 days away from week 0 in the FCS kicking off that Thursday night. So
I can't wait for that. That's going to be great.
All right.
And good luck to our high school teams in the area. And who does DH Conley have, real quick, Alan?
We go to Wilmington Friday night. Go to Wilmington Laney.
And guys, we're supposed to do a show Wednesday night. We're supposed to start our preview series Wednesday night.
That's right.
So we'll discuss what we're going to do for that this Wednesday night.
Okay.
Off the air, but just tune in Wednesday, and we will begin the Alabama preview.
All right. Sounds good, guys. We'll get out of here. Thank you so much. Thanks to Stevie, Kyle, Alan, Matt, and Johnny, and all of you. Until next time, you've been watching and listening to the Sports Objective TSO Sunday night. Good night, everybody, and go Pirates.
You're watching the Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.